All right, all right. What is good, everyone? What is good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to the stream. Man, today we got a great show for you guys, man. I'm excited to talk about a variety of different video game news and stuff that's happening. Switch Force coming through this week with the Nintendo Direct or Nintendo presentation. presentation Nintendo presentation this week. That happened, so we're gonna talk about that and more. Justin with the Kirby update.
Kirby, that is all.
Yes,
Lol.
we've got a Kirby update. Kirby and the Forgotten Land plus here's the full name of the game. Kirby and the Forgotten Land Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus Star-Crossed World. That is the full name of the game. They should do a Nintendo Switch 2 bundle of Kirby, Nintendo Switch. So it'd be like the Nintendo Switch 2, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus Star-Crossed World bundle. That's they need to do that right there. You know, that'd be the greatest bundle of all time. Greatest name of the bundle of all time. Justin with the $19.92, you are now the new Hokage and Stream Ninja. Striking that first Ninja Blood and getting us to an instant 15-minute extension on tonight's stream. Ayo, thank you so much.
Overclock Buster!
Justin, appreciate that. Overclock Buster already. Let's get to the streak if we can. Although we do have some special events that are happening, that are going on today. I got some stuff that I'm doing. Yeah, I'm going to have a debate tonight. Or discussion on tariffs with it pertaining to prices of video game systems, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, other places. So we're going to talk about that as well. Appreciate that. So big love to Justin with the first dono. So yeah, let's see here. Hello. Okay, I know my comment from your Kirby Star Crossroad video. Because what do you think? Because I'm now upset. I don't know what you're I don't know what you're talking about, Connor. So let me get through this first, then we can discuss it more. I didn't see your comment. I'm sorry. I didn't really look through all the comments on my Kirby video, just because I was gonna be talking about it today in my live stream. So yeah. Shout outs though. Appreciate you being here. Rigo Chrono Rig, not Rigo. Chrono Rig says I'm ready for those unrealistic bingo cards from certain YouTubers and then crash out afterwards, the indie direct. Yeah. I mean, usually it's just I hate the show, it sucks, where's Mario, you know, or where's Red Dead Redemption or something like that. So it's probably gonna be something along the lines of that, like the show sucks, it's terrible, it's the worst thing ever. You know, just these games all suck. So yeah, that's pretty much what happens almost every single. I think there was like one indie presentation where people actually thought it was like good. But yeah, like, whereas like the consensus was that it was good. But most of the time it's like, oh, it sucks. Like nobody likes these games. Like they're all trash, you know. That's usually the consensus, like online at least. Not on Nintendo's actual page and stuff like that. Just what some people say. Let's see here. Objectively, tariffs causing prices to go up. Nintendo would prefer not to alter the market they've already set. Yeah, but we've got people who think very differently. So it's okay to have difference of opinion as long as it's respectful, you know. So we're gonna bring on someone who feels very differently about that. Let's see here. The debate's gonna be in about 2 hours from now. About 7 o'clock my time. So 9 p.m. his time. I think he's in Texas, so 9 p.m. So yeah. Let's see here. 0 out of 10 indie direct. Not one new Mario game announced. I know. Let me go up to the top. Let me say shout outs to everybody. Big love to Chrono Rig. Big love to Justin starting it off already. We got a 30-minute extension, guys. If we hit 6 more combos, let's go. Thank you guys for your support, man. I appreciate that. Party man, what's up, Party man? Dior is here. General Zamora. Dior was here first, of course. Just found out that at isn't included when watching different live streams. I don't know if there's any sort of settings that the channel to change how your usernames are displayed. There's no setting. I didn't change anything. So other people have that to where the same thing happened before where it was at on other people's and then it stopped being at on other people's, then it stopped being at mine. So I don't ever change the settings or anything. Like I didn't change anything. It just randomly appeared like a freaking wild Pokemon in the tall grass or something, you know? Like it wasn't I didn't do anything. So there's nothing that I can do to change it, you know? What's up, Rena? Happy Tuesday. Shout outs, welcome to the stream, Rena. Good to see you here. Good to see David V here as well. What's up, David V? Party Man, Dior, General Zamora, all the homies rolling through. I am AM in Cooper. What's up, man? Welcome. Matt Inside is here. Life will change. Switch Force definitely got the W with this one. He got the W. I agree. Warren B. So what are your hopes, expectations for the final sales numbers on Switch 2 at the end of its life, considering all the negativity surrounding Nintendo? I mean, all the negativity surrounding them doesn't really matter in terms of the final sales numbers, because it's just the same people yelling the same thing over and over. So it's just amplified. It's not what most people think, because the sales numbers, the system's still selling. So that doesn't even really matter at the end of the day. That's irrelevant. Like I said, that's just for people that are chronically online. Most normal people, most normal gamers, like, oh yeah, I'll pick it up when Pokemon comes out, or I'll pick it up when there's a new Zelda game, or I'll pick it up when the next big 3D Mario game comes out, or I'll pick it up when Metroid comes out. So that's what most normal gamers are thinking first and foremost. So that's irrelevant. When it comes to the final sales numbers, even if we were to take that into play with negativity, that is just because people are being upset now doesn't mean they're going to be upset 5, 6, 7, 8 years from now. You know, so even if we took that into consideration, it doesn't really matter too much. Unless the sales were impacted in terms of Nintendo not being able to sell the system right now. So aside from that, because that's irrelevant, I'm looking at it probably like 100 million plus. I'm looking at probably like anywhere between 110 to 130 to 40 million. I mean, it could go higher. It just depends on how long Nintendo puts the system out or keeps the system out, Warren. So yeah. But it's kind of hard to tell, so I'm just going to go with the baseline, 100 million. That's a good number. We'll see if it goes above that or not, but off to a good start. So yeah, shout outs. Thank you for the $5 as well. 29 on the board. One more combo away from a 30-minute extension. We've already almost hit that extension. Let's go, guys. Old Manendorf, what's good, man? Shout outs. Welcome. Guardian Link, currently listening to DK Bonanza music. Nice. Huddy, what's up, Huddy? Welcome to the stream. What is good? What is good? Let's see here. All negative is just, yeah, it's just online. Most normal people, they might have heard a thing or two, like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever, so it doesn't really matter. A lot of the negativity surrounding the original Nintendo Switch, it was the same way. The only difference now is that people figured out that you could make a lot of money being incredibly negative and weird about Nintendo Switch 2. Like, there's a lot of money to be made. So that's the reason why there's a lot of people that are doing that. It's because there's a lot of people that are just making a ton of money off of that. So yeah. Tyler Foster with the $2.79. Thanks so much, Tyler Foster with the $2.79. I appreciate that. Shout outs. Thank you for the $2.79 Canadian. No message, just $2.79. All right, we got 31 on the board, guys. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Hold up, real quick. I want to make sure that I make this very clear. That doesn't mean that there isn't legitimate concern or legitimate criticism overall. That doesn't mean that I've legitimately criticized the Nintendo Switch 2 or certain aspects too. I'm talking with the people that are crazy and excessive about it, and also double standards, right? Like when they start doing double standards, they start saying with one thing, but they don't care about it when somebody else. So those people, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the actual normal, logical people. Thank you for the thank you for the $5 though, Warren. I appreciate that. We got the overclock 30-minute extension unlocked. Shout outs, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's go.
Overclock Buster.
30 minutes unlocked. Let's go. Let's see if we can bump that up to the 45-minute extension at 45 combos. Thank you guys so much, man. You guys are on one already today, man. What OJ hate waiting for 20 What OJ hate waiting till 2026 for Adventures of Elliot? What OJ hate wait? Oh, okay, yeah. Emperor says on these Nintendo Switch 2 sales, MP4 panicking. The damn 49ers. 49ers looking good, bro. They're gonna be good this year. Wait and see, Bear. Wait and see. How much are we wagering? You kicking AVS butt in a debate? Me and him are not debating tonight. I am not debating him. It is a discussion, so there will be no debate. I'm not debating him tonight. There will be no debate. Like I said, show up to Mongunzo's channel. I'm not going to talk about him or talk about the situation, anything on my channel. We have some rules set up, so everything's on Zoo's channel. So if you want to hear me talk about that situation, that'll be on Zoo's channel tonight around 11 o'clock Eastern time. So you guys tune out for that. But we have some rules set in place, so I won't be discussing it outside of telling you guys that if you guys want to go watch it over there, you can watch it over there. But there'll be nothing else that I'll say about it. Let's see here, because the first thing when I play the games to check to see if King Dedede and Coraline are still in Waddle D-Town, and I'm gonna do, yeah, hopefully they're still there, Connor. Shout outs. Hopefully they're still there. Hopefully they're still there. Let's see here. Thought it was an open debate. I mean, maybe they think it's that. I'm not. I can't speak for them. You know. Maybe he thinks it's that. So, yeah. I will be debating someone on the Nintendo Switch 1 and the tariffs in Switch 2 and the impact of those on electronic products. On like what we're talking. I will be debating that tonight around 7 o'clock my time. So in about 2 hours. So I will be debating that. But outside of what's going on Zoo's channel, that's what's going on there. But if you guys want to watch, you guys can head over there and watch it. You know. Mongunzo, or Flipping the Switch. There you go. His channel's called Flipping the Switch. If you type that in, you'll see it there. Adamy, so I rant on these Switch 2 sales. We can do it probably. Give it a little bit of time because we just started up. So maybe we can do it. I'm not sure because we already have a couple debates and different stuff tonight. Zoo with the $5 dono.
Another one of the ways I analyze is to not pay attention to any of the online conversation at all. Games, does it overshoot what customers need it to do? Economy, geopolitics, competition, emerging markets. No debate, just discussion, guys.
Yeah, so Zoo, if you don't mind, Zoo, can you please link your channel so people can watch the discussion tonight? That was going to be on your channel around, it's going to be 8 o'clock my time, so 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock. So if Zoo can link your channel, you guys go subscribe to him. He's a good friend of the channel, and that's why I decided that I do it. I talk to somebody else. I mean, it's only going to be through Zoo, because he's my friend. I'll do it for him, and I'll do it for his channel. But outside of that, I'm really doing it for nobody else, you know? Let's see here, 11. Yeah, it's 11 p.m. tonight. 11 p.m. tonight. For that, but yeah, we'll see. The new game keycard info is much better than people realize. This allows for small carts and carts larger than 64 gigabytes. Manufacturing will avoid tariffs. We will have to wait and see on that one when it comes to the cart sizes on that. We're gonna have to wait and see. I think a lot of you guys don't realize that a lot of big games that you guys are gonna want are gonna be 64 gigabytes or they're gonna be above 32. There's nothing in between. It doubles in size, so there's nothing in between 32 and 64. You know, so it's still gonna be on these developers to pay for the cart. And if they have a cart that's above 64, so that'd be what, a 128. I mean, how many developers do you guys really expect to pay for that? Like, I listen. I don't want to sit there and try to rain on people's parade because people were very happy with this, and that's definitely a good thing. But a lot of the games that you guys are gonna want to play. It's not all. This is not the Switch 1 where you can just pack games into 8 gigabyte carts or 16 gigabyte carts. A lot of these games are bigger than that. Even Sonic Cross Shadows is bigger than that.
Kirby Star Cross Worlds is an alternative story from what I can tell and doesn't take place after Forgotten Lands story.
Okay, shout outs. Thank you so much, Justin. Thank you for the $5 dono and the extra bit of information on that. 41 on the board. Extending your Hokage League too as well to $24. Thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate that. So, while I do agree that it's good that hopefully they get some more manufacturing, which by the way, I called that. I stated that if we take some time, they're going to make more cart size and all that, but that doesn't mean everyone's going to use it. Let me give you guys a perfect example. Seems like everybody forgets the Switch 1. What was the highest size for Switch 1 cartridges? Does anybody here have the answer for that? Let me know in the comment section. Who has the answer for the highest cartridge size for the Switch 1? Somebody put it in the chat below. What's the highest cartridge size for Switch 1 that was manufactured? 32 gigs. No. Not 64. No. There is no 64 gigabyte cartridge games on the Nintendo Switch 1. There is no 64 gigabyte cartridges. So that's not the highest. The highest is 32 for the Switch 1, not Switch 2. Switch 1. Switch 1. The highest is 32 gigabyte cartridges. Okay? So the highest is 32 gigabyte cartridges. How many developers actually use a 32 gigabyte cartridge? Go ahead and put it in the chat.
Kirby in the Forgotten Land was superb. Very intrigued with the potential for the added Kirby content.
Yes.
32 gigabytes.
Thank you so much to Zoo with the $10 dono. Adding on there to the total. Let's go. Getting us past the 45. Into the 51. And then also Chrono with another $2 says multiple PC handhelds have gone up in prices recently. Yes, that is true. I wonder why. Let's see here. Thank you for the $10 zoo. 2. You guys are saying 2. Some of you guys are saying 3. There's probably about, from what I understand, there's about maybe, I think about 10 or under. I don't know the exact number overall, but it's a very low amount. So out of all the games on the Nintendo Switch 1, out of all the stuff that we got, there are only a handful of games, a handful of developers that even bothered or opted to do that. A lot of them reduced quality of the games to fit on a 16 gigabyte cartridge or to fit on an 8 gigabyte cartridge if they didn't want to go 16. So a lot of them didn't even bother doing that in the first place. So that's the reason why, just because it is available does not mean that they will use it. The 64 gigabyte cartridge is a complete example of that. Street Fighter, Hitman, there's a number of games, Yakuza 0, Sonic Cross Shadow, like there is a plethora of games that the option's right there for them. It's right there. Borderlands 4, there's, what's that, 48 gigabytes for that game? The option is right there, and they are still not using it. So I am not set that just because there are more options, that's all of a sudden they will take it. There's options right there for them that fit within the limits, and they still didn't take it. So that doesn't mean that they're going to take it, you know, in the future. We will see. I'm happy that you know, there's more manufacturing, and that's good, but that does not mean that they will take it. I want to wait and see if they actually do, because chances are the prices are going to be just as high as the 64. You know, chances are. If not higher, if you go higher than 64, that'd be a 128. That's not going to be a cheap cartridge. You guys think developers are going to be using that left and right? I don't know about that. I doubt it. Unless somehow they make it significantly cheaper to produce proprietary cartridges that one company in the world uses, Nintendo. Now, if 15 other companies started using the same type of memory or cartridges, then obviously the price would go down because you have way more people using it. But one person, Nintendo only, I mean, yeah, they're not, that the prices aren't going to be going down significantly on the cartridges. So I'm more of a wait and see type of person with that, you know. More of a wait and see. Let's see, they didn't do it before with Switch 1. Why would they start now? That's what I'm saying. I want to wait and see to see if they're actually willing to use it, to do it. You know, I'm not so sure. But we will see. We will see. Let's see here. Do you think Mafia Old Country will come later to Switch 2? It's possible, sure. Zoo with another $5 dono. Let's go, Zoo.
Third-party slop farmers have been seeking to control our libraries since the beginning of time. Game key cards will not go anywhere. They are here to stay.
Yeah, I think that I mean, if they get smaller cartridges that somehow are cheaper, then yeah, some developers, indie developers, some developers will be able to do it, but there's not going to be any AAA game on the Switch 2 that's 16 gigabytes. This is not the Switch 1. People think it's Switch 1. Oh, let's get Doom on a 16 gigabyte cartridge. Okay, if you want to play it at 30 frames per second with stereo audio and at 540p, sure. But the Switch 2 is just a much more powerful system. It can handle stuff that's on the level or even a bit higher than PS4 and even around Xbox Series S level, right? So yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. It's not Switch 1. Switch 1 is a low-powered device where you can just kind of mash things into 16 gigabyte cartridges or do your best to do it. Heck, Dark Souls Remastered, they mashed that into a 4 gigabyte cartridge, which is just, that's why it sounds and looks like trash compared to the that's why it looks like just like the 360 version of the game. They even went a step below. You know, they wanted to go even cheaper, and they just mashed that into a 4 gigabyte cartridge. The audio sounds terrible in that game, you know? So yeah, that's kind of what's happening. Let's see, more options means that we're going to go back to partial games on cartridge. Nintendo could potentially restrict doing stuff like, I think that's something that Nintendo might say, no, you can't do that. Like, if you're going to do that, just do a game key card, if you're going to do that, you know? Because that's essentially a game key card, so. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for streaming. Hey, thank you for being here, Rob. Appreciate you. Okay, question. There's no way to getting meteor effects in the Beast Pack. I'm not sure, Connor. We'll have to wait and see once the game comes out. Speaking of powerful system, did you see the Madden 26 on Switch 2? I've seen a little bit of it. Looks okay. Let's see here. Hey, what's up, 777 OG, double OG? This is an anarchist perspective. People with money will trade more money for power and control. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just one of those things to where, for me, it's just, it was going to be a problem regardless. I brought this up multiple times before. I talked about it like with the Switch 1. I'm like, I wonder what the solution is going to be for Switch 2 because nobody's using that 32GB cartridge. So what's the solution going to be when the games ultimately become bigger, better quality on the level of PS4, PS5, Xbox Series, whatever, right? Like, what's it going to be like? Because, like, you can't have another... Look at WWE 2K18 on the Switch 1. I mean, there's just... They're trying to jam it into a cartridge. It just doesn't work, man. It doesn't work, right? We've seen that. We've seen Wolfenstein. You know, they're trying to jam it into a. It's running at 340p on Switch 1. You know, it's like audio's just You know, we've seen it. Like, or we get like Astral Chain. You know, no 5.1 surround sound. You know, great game. I love the game, but like that was just not going to be a thing on Switch 2. That wasn't going to happen. So I was questioning what the solution was, and their solution, not everybody loves. So yeah, I hope BioWare and 2K bring one game I want on the Switch 2. What's BioWare? What game do you want? Let's see here. Hey, what's up, Dank Boom Center? What's up, Batset? What's up, Dawson? What's up, Bear? What's up, guys? What is good? If I haven't said what up to you, make sure you say what up in the chat. What's good, guys? Welcome. Even Assassin's Creed games on Switch 1 had compressed sound. Yeah, they did. They had to... Yeah, I mean, I think those games... I think the Ezio trilogy, that was like a... didn't they put like one game on the cartridge and then like you had to download the rest of the games, I'm pretty sure, right? For the Ezio trilogy, the physical. So... Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3... okay. Okay, BioWare. Gotcha. Yeah, that'd be cool. Legendary Edition. I think they can do Legendary Edition on Switch too. That'd be good. What's up, Chad Quilo? Welcome to the stream. What's up, the cool guy? What's up, Antonio? What's up, Neo X? Welcome, guys. I'm doing good, man. I can't complain. You know, I can't complain. Got a nice clean shirt. Had to hang dry it. It was a nice day outside, nice and warm and toasty. So my wife hang dried it. So, you know, hang drying it and not using the dryer just makes it feel like a fresh, it just feels fresher that way. You know, it just feels fresher. So, you know, and these shirts needed to, they're a little bit too big. I wear a large, but this is large in Reebok, but it's still a little bit too big. So I'm trying to wash it a bunch so it can shrink just a little bit. But yeah, Reebok's large is really large. Reebok's large feels like an extra large. Yeah, whatever. It's okay. It's better than nothing. What's up, Shaw X? Welcome to the stream. Big love, though, guys. Big love to Zoo and Chrono Rig. Zoo again. Thank you guys so much, man. We are up to 58 on the board. We're 2 combos away from a 60-hour extension streak. So thank you guys so much on that one. Appreciate it. We can get to the 100 combo. We'll have our platinum streak continue. Although today's a little bit of a special stream, so. Let's see here. In game key cards we trust. Shout outs to Alonzo. I watched some of your Twitter live, Alonzo, which was interesting. Shout outs, man. You should do those whenever you get time. I'm doing good though. That's it. Can't complain. Can't complain. Let's see. What's up, Lost Tech? It can take forever to set up. I use Wi-Fi like a goober. What are you talking about? What's up, Drew Arco? Yes, AC3 and AC Black Flag have their sound compressed. Ezio Collection, not so much. Okay. There you go. I'm glad you're doing a lot more better. OJ, oh man, I'm sorry that you're not doing so great. That's shout outs though, fam. We got you here. See, let's see a day 60 hour till Friday. Okay, my bad. I meant 1 hour at the 60, so I appreciate that. Hey, speaking of that, speaking of the devil, Dawson. Joshio with the $1.99 says, I'm currently setting up my Nintendo Switch 2. Ayo, let's go, Joshio. You got it for your birthday, right? That's what, so you're setting it up now? Hey, man, there you go. Anybody recently get a Switch 2, like, within the last, like, few days or to, like, a week? Let me know in the chat if you just recently got it. And good or bad, let me know what you think about it. Good or bad, you know, let me know. You know, it's cool if you don't like it. Or if you do like it, it's obviously cool, too. So yeah, let me know. Big love. Thank you so much, Josh. Thank you for the 2. We hit our 1 hour. Let's go. Next up is the platinum streak. Let's go, baby. Shout outs, guys. I pressed the button, but hopefully it plays. Maybe it might play twice, guys. I'm sorry about that. Flame clock bodied. Let's go. 40 more combos. We get the platinum Buster Sword streak. Appreciate that, guys. Noah in the house flying through. Cutting down that flame clock. Shout outs to Sidious as well. Thank you for the 3 months. Appreciate that, man. Let's see here. 60-hour extension. No, 1 hour extension. Sorry, guys. Switch 2 makes me appreciate my Switch 1 more. In what way? I just wrapped up Bravely Default Flying Fairy. Great game. Great game. Now on to DK Bonanza. Nice. Make sure you set up your HDR settings right. New Switch 2 owners. Yeah, you got to set those HDR settings right. Otherwise, it'll look like a little, like lime greenish or too bright or washed out. Indie World Showcase this week. Yes, new Indie World Showcase Thursday at 6 a.m. At 6 a.m. PT, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. I will be live about an hour and a half before the show starts. So I'll be live bright and early once again, you know, to stream the show for you guys. But Nintendo giving us 2 days ahead of time. 2 days ahead of time instead of 1 day. So very interesting. Usually they do 1 day ahead of time, but this one they did 2 days. So I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit, there might be a big surprise there. Maybe they really want people to tune in for this one. Chances are no, but we'll see. But Switchforce, who got tipped off on the Indie World, says that there's something that he's really excited for at this event. So maybe it's Silksong. Maybe it's something interesting. So yeah. Overclock Buster, let's go. Yes, sir. HDR settings was a headache. It took me forever to get it right. Yeah, it takes a while. Takes a while to get it right, but once you get it right, it looks good. Let's see, man. Oh yeah, Hades 2 would be great. A Hades 2 date. If they had Hades 2 and Silksong there, I think that would be an instant win for the indie showcase. Just those 2 games right there. No, listen, Expedition 33, we are not counting that as a game that can show up at an indie direct. There's no way. I don't think that they have the team size or the capacity right now to get a Switch 2 port that quickly. So yeah, we're not doing that. But I know you're joking. Yes, they're indie, but you guys know what I mean. Let's see here. He said he doesn't think Silksong's going to be there. That's true. He did say he doesn't think Silksong's going to be there. That's true. That's true. So it's something else. It's something else. So you and RGT have to debate on tariffs. LOL, JK. I already know who it is. Yeah, it's not. I mean, although this person copied all of RGT's talking points. So, I mean, he just listened to his video, then just said, oh, I'm just going to say what he says. So that's fine. Once again, I respect RGT's point. He's allowed to have his opinion as well, you know. So Jesus Christ, imagine if it was if it was Expedition 33, that would be the internet would go up in flames. It would be pretty crazy. It would go up in flames. I can see Expedition Cup 33 coming to Switch 2. I can see it coming at some point, but not this year. Maybe not even next year. Maybe the year after or something like that. Maybe late next year. It's gonna be later. I think the team got caught off guard. They don't even really know what they want to do, like, going forward. Like, I think they have a general idea, but they're not even really sure. I think they want to make a sequel. Obviously, they want to make the next game in the Expedition series. But then, you know, there's also like TV. There's other deals that are coming about to them. You know, stuff like that. So yeah, I think they're trying to set all that up and planning and doing all that right now, you know? Let's see here. Will Silksong as a key card hurt sales? Probably not, because most people will just download that digitally. Let's see here. So we'll bring up Hulk Hogan, LOL. So yeah, bring up the Hulkster. Rest in peace to the Hulkster, man. Even though, you know, I disagree with a lot of situations, you know, that he said and that he did. You know, I can still be respectful at the same time, you know. Juice Man Bomb with the $5 dono. It's just with all due respect, Archie doesn't know what he's talking about on more than a few subjects. He's a yapper. I mean, I'm a yapper too, but I mean, like, yeah, I mean, like I said, everyone's entitled to their opinion. A lot of people do agree with him on that front when it comes to it. That's just something that I think is, obviously I disagree when it comes down to certain things, because there is a cause and effect. I myself, I've also had to deal with tariffs when my mom was running her shop, so I was there crunching numbers with her. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen how it can be good or bad on things, so I've dealt with that. I have a little bit more knowledge on stuff like that, because I've dealt with it hands-on for many years with my mom's shop. So that's something I'll talk about later tonight. Let's see. Thank you with the $5, but that, like I said, doesn't mean his opinion's invalid. He's allowed to have his opinion, and many people obviously agree with that opinion, you know. Thank you for the $5 though, Juice Man Bon. I appreciate that. Shout outs to Joshio, thank you for the $2. Says my brother got me the Switch 2 at New Jersey. Nice. You got a good brother, dude. The fact that he gets you that, let's go. Combo breaks to Josh, big Joshio brother senior over there. Appreciate that, man. Thank you for the 2. Thank you, Juice Man, for the 5. Appreciate y'all. 20, what was that? 33 combos away from a platinum streak. Let's go, guys. I appreciate that. 6 times 6 tonight. Let's get it. I got Kenna Bridge of Spirits on PS5. It's the best indie game in the Game Awards Can't wait to try it out since it's an indie game. Could come to Switch. I think that game definitely could come to Switch. Yeah, Kenna. That's been rumored for a while now, and I think now that Switch 2 is out, I think Switch 2 can handle Kenna a lot better than the Switch 1 would be able to handle it, considering the team size and everything. So yeah, I think we could see Kenna. That's definitely a good prediction. He missed that he doesn't know a subject, but makes a video about it anyway. I mean, I'm not. Did he do that? I'm not sure if he did. I don't wanna put words in his mouth. To be fair, smaller YouTubers tend to listen to bigger YouTubers' opinions and just run with it. That is true. Yeah, that's why I guess they call us influencers, right? Yeah, that is true. Let's see. You know, Ozzy Osbourne shot and killed 17 of his cats. I did not know that, but I do. Rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne. My favorite song from Ozzy Osbourne is Paranoid. Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne, Paranoid. The lyrics in that are fantastic. I think everyone's felt that certain way. So if you ever get a chance, check out Paranoid by Black Sabbath. But look at the lyrics, because I can't understand what he's saying when he sings it. But if you look at the lyrics, then you can say, oh, that's what he's saying. So yeah, it's a good song. So rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne as well. Let's see here. And also rest in peace to the dove's head that he bit off at a show one time. I think he bit off a bird's head at one point. So yeah, rest in peace to the bird as well. Let's see here. Just another artist. Let's see here. What's up, man? Welcome. Has anyone seen what tariffs are doing to the car market? Yeah, the car market definitely in certain places prices have went up. Can you give me a little bit more information on that? I've heard a few things on it, but I haven't researched it too much. What's up with that? The JSS or the JS. What's up with that? What's up, Dark Stars DX? Welcome to the stream, brother. How you doing today? OJ's a cultured man. I try to be, dude. Black Sabbath is one of my big 3 from that genre. Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, and Iron. Okay, Iron. You said Iron Maiden twice, right? So Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, and then Black Sabbath. Okay, yeah, there you go. Let's see. Is No More Heroes considered indie? Yes and no. But I doubt we're gonna see anything No More Heroes here. There is one game that's like styled like, hey, this is an indie game. That's the Travis Strikes Back or Travis Strikes Again or whatever. No More Heroes. So that game was kind of seen as indie, but the other game's not really. But I mean, kinda. That I know it's hard, but they got a publisher. They've got all that, so it's not quite an indie game. But they kind of see themselves as that. Grasshopper's like a small studio, you know. So yeah. Let's see here. Parts from overseas. I know for a fact certain batteries and Cadillac converters are being tariffed. Yeah. No More Heroes is AA. Yeah, AA. A AA game that just refers to the budget. You know, of course. Like you can have an incredibly high like independent studio. Like you can have like a an independent studio make a AAA game. You know, if that makes any sense, right? Like Baldur's Gate 3, for example. That is not, that's, people say, oh, it's indie. It's not. It's a licensed game. They're an independent studio, I guess, but they have a massive budget, right? So, like $100 million to make, and they have a license, so D&D license. So, yeah, not quite indie with that. So yeah. Let's see here. They gave us an extra day notice for Indie Direct because you need an extra day to put the Silk Song clown makeup. Yes, we need an extra day for that. That's why I'm using it in my thumbnails, just so I can be a clown later. Let's see. Japanese car makers are posting huge losses since they are eating the taxes. As signals price hikes are coming. Other manufacturers as well. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised. We saw a new Contra game on one of these sometimes, so it's not like we can't see classic franchises like that. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've seen Ninja Turtles, we've seen Contra, we've seen a lot of different variety at times from these shows. Absolutely. Okay, Izzy bit off the head of a bat. Was it a bat or was it a dove? I thought it was a dove. Was it actually a bat? Oh, okay. Rest in peace to the bat that he bit off. I thought it was a dove. That's nasty. I think, did he get... I thought it was a bird dove. Oh, it was a bat. Wow, interesting. Okay. Shoutouts to Ozzy for biting off the bat head. I guess that's really. I don't think you'd have to pay me a lot of money to bite off a bat head. That's disgusting. Like that can kill me or something like that. I can't do that. I personally couldn't do that. It wasn't on purpose. I don't know. It just seems like something that would happen pretty intentionally. Like, how do you accidentally bite off a bat head? Was it like, what happened? What? I thought it was a dove head. I've heard of them doing something crazy doing. I thought it was like, I thought it was a dove's head, but it's a bat head. Like, how did he bite off the head of a bat during a show? Someone threw it on stage, and it went like in his mouth, and he bit down as the bat came. Wow, what a throw! Who was it? What was it like? Who was in the audience that threw it? Was it like Randy Johnson, or was it like Kurt Schilling, or like, was it Pedro Martinez that threw that bat? Did they like throw, like, who could have accurately thrown a bat? Tranquilized? Whoa! Somebody had like a gun, like a bat? There's no way! Like. This is like becoming like a myth or legend or lore, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, no, it wasn't a dove, it was a bat. Okay, it wasn't a bat, somebody threw it. No, somebody didn't throw it, it was Tranquil, it was through a gun. Who was it? Like, was it Arnold? Oh, snap, yo, Beat Queen! What is up, Beat Queen again with the... Beat Queen! Stop Platinum! Zawaldo!
Crying. Can you play Where We Belong?
Oh my goodness. Yes, Where We Belong. From the GOAT. The one, the only. Bead Queen. I hope you're doing okay. Crying. Hopefully you're okay. Let me know if you ever need to talk, Bead Queen. I'm here for you. Of course. I'm a little concerned now. Hyped, but concerned. Hopefully you're okay. I'll reach out. Hopefully you're okay, Bead Queen. 207 on the board. Thanks to the Star Platinum. Where do we belong from Beat Queen? Yo, shout outs. Thank you so much, Beat Queen. Where we belong. Xenoblade. Incredible music, by the way. Incredible music. Shout outs to Beat Queen with the 150. That's gonna be hard to top for today. We did hit the platinum streak. Hey yo, 6 on the board. Let's go. Bead Queen, super MVP for today. Hopefully you're doing good though, Bead Queen. Seriously. Big love to Bead Queen. You guys give her some love in the chat. Holy smokes. If you want any other music, Bead Queen, let me know. I know what music you like though, so I'm just gonna play some of your other faves that you have. So I'll just play those as well. It's gonna be tough, but anybody does more than 150, you can beat out Bead Queen on both boards. But I appreciate anything, everybody that supports, everybody that watches, man. You guys are insane. So thank you guys so much. You guys help keep this little show going, man. We don't have the biggest audience. We're not Kai Sinet, you know, or some of these other guys. But man, you guys make it all worth the while. Thank you guys for watching so much. Seriously. Big love. Chrono with another $5 dono. And says the tariffs are making a lot of the car parts more expensive, like semiconductors and raw materials and batteries. Yeah, of course, because those are imported from different countries that have fat tariffs slapped on them. So yeah. Big love. Shout outs to Chrono. Thank you for explaining that. Ozzy snorted a line of ants. Did he really snort a line of ants? I gotta watch a Ozzy Osbourne what's it called? Ozzy Osbourne documentary. Like, is there like a good documentary? Because the thing about it is that I didn't grow up listening to Ozzy Osbourne. All I knew, the first time that I even knew about Ozzy Osbourne was the Osbournes, like his show that he did, you know, and he was just kind of like stammering around. So that's the first time. So then once I learned about that show, then the music started coming in. Like, then I heard, like, you know, some of the guys on the football team, they'll play Black Sabbath. You'll hear some of his other music. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He was never, once again, never like a big, I never listened to his music growing up, you know? It wasn't until much later, after he was pretty much done kind of with Black Sabbath and all that, that I started listening and saying, okay, this is pretty cool, like workout music, or I can just like listen to it casually, you know? But I've been listening to Paranoid a lot recently, just because, you know, obviously, you know, passed away. So yeah. I mean, I need to watch a documentary because, like, I just heard about crazy things that he did. I wasn't like tuned in, you know. Ozzy is arguably the most influential rock artist of all time. More influential than the Beatles? Like, I don't know. Like, more influential than like Paul McCartney? I don't know. Like, really? You think he's? I mean, I agree that he's definitely super influential, absolutely. But I mean, like, more than the Beatles? Let's see here. Beat Queen gets a whole album at this point. I know, seriously. Well, Ozzy Bat thing said in an interview that he thought it was fake Bat, but he bit down and realized it was real, and it just went with it. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That is wild, man. That is so wild. Jimi Hendrix would like a word. Yeah, Jimi Hendrix. There's a lot of other guys, but you know, he did say arguably, right? So that doesn't mean that he is. Just said argue, like you can argue, not that he is, but he can be in the discussion. It's like, you know, you take Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. I've used this analogy before, but I'll use it again. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, Larry Bird. All of these guys are in the discussion. Doesn't mean that they are, but all these, I mean, Michael Jordan's the greatest of all time. But like the other guys that I mentioned, yes, they are in the discussion. Like arguably, they have an argument. LeBron has an argument. Kobe has an argument. Bill Russell has an argument. Wilt Chamberlain has an argument. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has an argument. They all have arguments. Doesn't mean that they are, but they all have arguments, you know, that they could be, you know. So Apex on Switch is amazing, better than the PS4 Pro by far. Oh, okay, really? I'm downloading it, but it's freaking like 80 gigs, so it's taken a time and a half to download. So let's see. I think it's easier to trace the line back to Ozzy than the Beatles in terms of how rock has evolved. Ooh, that's something that we'd have to talk to like a music expert, right? We'd have to talk to someone that really knows the albums and knows the like that's something that might be above all of our knowledge levels if we start going like that, you know? Because like dude, Beatles were like the Beatles. Like it's hard to say that anybody was more. The only person that I would say for me personally that like, would be like Michael Jackson. I'd be like the only person I'd say is like more influential would be like Michael Jackson. Outside of that, I can't think of anybody that's like above the Beatles. You know, if you're splitting it into like rock, obviously rock is different from like the, you know, pop, but just overall music overall, like Beatles is like to me seems to be like the top of the top. Michael Jackson and the Beatles, you know, so yeah. Let's see here. I remember my teachers putting the Beatles at school. Yeah, I just remember like even like some of like the childhood shows, you know, or like Doug, they had like Beatles influence, like with the, you know, the Beats, and there was just so many different shows that were influenced in popular media and everything by the Beatles, fashion, music, lots of stuff, you know, like so many different things. So I mean, it's hard. It would be hard for me, even though my parents didn't listen to the Beatles. I wasn't raised on the Beatles, but I sure heard about them, you know, and I did hear their music at times, like, you know, on TV, or sometimes they'd play their music. So, you know, so for me at least, that would be like the most influential would be Michael Jackson and the Beatles. It would be like those two. But I mean, obviously, you know, somebody said Elvis in here, you know, there's other Kiss, there's other people too as well, you know. Say Ozzy's the godfather of metal and heavy rock. Rock is fairly broad genre. That's true. There's, you know, soft rock, hard rock, you know, this rock, that. There's all sorts of, you know, there's all sorts of types of rock and punk, you know, there's all sorts of different type of stuff, right? When it comes to rock, y'all got more genres than than Pokemon types out there, you know. so yeah, man. Let's see here. All this proves that the best talent legends is behind us. Yeah, a lot. That's true. At least we lived in that era a bit, you know. Let's see here. Like, I hope the quote didn't mean about the Beast Pack bosses. Yeah, hopefully that's not it, Connor. I agree with you, man. So yeah, maybe wrong. But Beatles' White Album broke records when it first came out. I think they're the only other album to beat the White Album was Michael Jackson's Thrill. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. When you're talking about, like, imagine it, like, in today's day, like, if they had that type of, like with, if you just transfer over the type of mediums that you have to pick up music now, and if Michael Jackson's popularity was somehow transplanted from the 80s, from the 60s, 70s, even, like, Motown, right? You know, Jackson 5, all the way up until, like, you know, Beat It, Thriller, Bad, you know, all that, like, he would be by far the most, he'd probably be a super cajillionaire, like a bazillion, like the streams would be insane, you know, like it would be nuts if his music was like, let's just take that popularity and translate it, you know, boost it up with inflation, right? Like inflation calculator, like, cause you know, it'd be nuts. But same goes for Beatles, same goes for Ozzy, same goes for Kiss, same goes for all these guys, you know, all these legends, you know. So yeah. Let's see here. ESPN just acquired the NFL Network. Good for ESPN. Good for them. Let's see. The weekend kind of gives me MJ vibes. Yeah, budget MJ vibes, but true. Like, and I don't mean that in a bad way. That's actually a good thing, to be honest. If you can be a budget MJ, I mean, that's better than like 99% of other artists. If you can even let me say that you're a budget MJ, that's actually really good, you know. Shout outs to Sinru with the $5 dono. Shout outs, let's go.
Finally paid off a car repair loan. Now I can save more cash again.
Let's
Here's
go.
to a good indie direct. Just give me a release date or even a shadow drop for Hades 2 and
Yes.
I'm gonna be good for the evening. Silk Song when OJ. Any track from Hades 1.
Silk Song. Or Hades. Hades 1 music. Thank you so much for the $5 dono, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. Actually, no, I don't want to play that one. That one has lyrics. Let's play this one. Thank you so much for the $5. Shinru, congrats on paying off that car loan, or for the repairs. Shout outs to Hey1426. Hey Arnold with the $5. Appreciate that. Says listening to RGD talk about tariffs on Spawnwave was like listening to my super Mexican mom explain rap. LOL, play some Curtis. They be explaining it like Parappa the Rapper. Kick, punch, it's all in the mind. If I teach ya the
I'm hoping for Metal Bringer to be announced at the indie show.
Yo, that's crazy. So listen to my Mexican mom explain rap music. Mijo, it's like this. Oh god, that's crazy, bro. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch the Spawncast. But I mean, we've had that same discussion. I know how he feels. He feels that tariffs aren't an excuse. He feels that it's a part, but it's not that big of a part, and it's just companies just wanting to raise the price because they want to raise the price, which it's not that, but like once again, people are allowed to feel that way. He is allowed to have his opinion when it comes down to that. You know, he's allowed to have his opinion. Let's see here. Won't argue with you about MJ's influence on music, but I have to just say always Prince, man. Prince is high up on the list as well. Anthony. Big love to Justin with the 3. Appreciate that. I'm just hoping the Metal Bringer to be announced at the indie show. I don't know what Metal Bringer is. I know what a combo breaker. I know what a combo breaker is, but I don't know what a Metal Bringer is. So what's that about? So yeah. It's a very wrong opinion, that's for sure. And like I said, everyone's entitled to their opinion, you know. Everyone's entitled to it, so you know, just gotta respect that. I still want them to update Hades 1. I'm hoping they'll do it at some point. I emailed Supergiant. That's how bad I want it. Hold stable 60, but I'd like to see the resolution bump. Yeah, resolution bump would be nice. They could potentially announce a Hades Switch 2 edition at this indie showcase. That could be, hey, look, we got Hades, you know, 1 discounted plus Switch 2 edition. Remember what they did with Romancing Saga? They announced Romancing Saga Switch 2 edition, and that boosted all the way up to the top of the eShop charts because people love Romancing Saga. It's just crusty as hell on the Switch 1, you know? It's just, the funniest thing about Romancing Saga 2 is that you see how crusty it is when you compare it to the Switch 2 edition. It's like, gosh, that is a huge bump up in quality and visuals, and like, yeah, it looks the same, but it was just looking all jittery on Switch 1. I mean, I played it on PS5, you know, so yeah. It's just, so that was a huge bump. So that instantly makes the game way better, but the game is long as hell. I don't want to sit down and play it on my, so I was just waiting for the Switch 2 edition because like, I don't want to sit down and play it on my PS5. The game's too long, you know, so I'd rather have a portable version of that game. So yeah. Hey guys, we're not gonna debate, you know, people's political stuff right now. That's not part of it, you know, that's not part of the thing, you know, let's not go there because that gets crazy, you know. But I feel you one up, but I mean, I don't think so, but you know, let's see here. It's it's the sequel to Samurai Bringer. Oh, okay, cool. Hopefully it's there. Justin. Hey OJ, how's the 100% Bonanza going? Oh, thank you, Matt. Yes, it's going good. I played some more today. I'm in like one of the last worlds. I'm very close to the end of the game. I'm collecting all the stamps. I'm collecting all the fossils there, so I'll be done with that this week. I'll probably beat the next one next week, and then I'll probably be done before mid-August. I'll be done. So yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, you can go watch his video. He talked about it, so it won't be hard by the thumbnail to see what he's talking about, like the price increase. Just go watch that video. Like I said, I don't think it's solely tariffs. Two things can be true at the same time. It's tariffs. Like, it's tariffs because, and you know, like I said, we'll talk about this in a little bit. I got a debate that we're doing in about an hour, a little bit less than an hour and a half, but the price was increased here in the U.S. What happened in the U.S.? Tariffs slapped on every single one of Nintendo's major markets that they bring over stuff from. So if they raise the price everywhere, then I'd be like, okay, I understand. The price is raised everywhere, then it's not just tariffs. But they raise the price here specifically. Now, what Sony's been doing to get around that is that they've been raising the price in other places, and they've been offsetting it by raising the price of PSN, raising the price of certain things that they've been doing, right? They've been raising the price. They've raised the price multiple times in Japan, so they've been finding other ways to circumvent it. Every company will find ways to divert it. Sometimes they don't want to hit the brunt where it is, like the U.S. market, so they'll divert it to other countries, and they'll slap. That's why tariffs affect the world market, because sometimes some people might even divert it to other places to hide it. If U.S. is like, hey, we got to make sure U.S. is strong, you know. So, but once again, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not saying that you're wrong either, you know, but I mean, that's what it is. If these tariffs never happened, they would have never raised the price of an 8-year-old Switch if the tariffs didn't happen. I can guarantee you that. They would have never raised it at all. It would have never, ever been raised. There's no way. There's no indication that it would have been raised in the 8 years that we've had the Switch 1. Something happens, and then immediately this happens. That's called a cause and effect, you know. But once again, we'll debate it more tonight. So we'll see. So yeah, people act like tariffs never happened before Trump. Oh, tariffs definitely did, but this is the most aggressive that it's been in a hot minute, in a while. This is the most. Usually it'd be like a small bump or whatever, but this is as high and the most aggressive as it's been that I can recall in recent memory. You know. Let's see here. Secondarily, inflation is squeezing everyone everywhere. That's true. Inflation's also still a thing as well. That's also part of it as well. I think inflation's also part of the reason why we haven't even gotten a price drop for all these systems. Xbox Series, no price drop. Steam Deck, no price drop. PS5, no price drop. Xbox, no price drop. So I think inflation's one of the reasons why there has been no price drops in all these systems, you know? Let's see here. These have been across the board on every country. Yeah, I mean it's a worldwide market, obviously, so things are affecting it. But once again, you know, people are entitled to their opinion. People feel differently, obviously, and there's nothing wrong with that if they feel differently. But I mean, I'm gonna have to see like not just conspiracy theory. I'm gonna have to actually see evidence and proof that it's not just it's other things. Like I gotta see that like actual evidence and proof that they're just doing it just for this, not just because I think this. You know, for me to say okay, yeah, like, oh yeah, you're right on that. I gotta actually see evidence and proof, because evidence and proof of that it is affecting it is that's there. It's literally, it goes up, it affects the price. Like we know that. Every single economist, every single gaming analyst, every single person that knows anything about the economy will tell you this. But you know, gaming YouTubers and other people say, no, I know better. You know, so but once again, everyone's entitled to their opinion. You know, let's see here. I guarantee you if this Steam Deck gets a price increase, none of these PC YouTubers are going to say anything to complain. Probably not, because they didn't say anything when PC handhelds went up in price. So a lot of PC handhelds actually went up in price, and I did not see any complaining or anything like that. So yeah, of course they won't. Let's see here. I mean, before they could move manufacturing to another country to avoid it, but not this time. Yeah. I could really use a Pokemon Coliseum Nintendo Today random trailer right now. Pokemon Coliseum. Ooh, that'd be nice. I'd like that too. Big love to Slim Boy Fred. Thank you for the subscription. Appreciate that. Welcome to Lead Ninja Village. Thank you for subscribing. Can you see my how you doing today? I'm doing good, man. How are you? The debate is going to be at 7 o'clock my time, so shouldn't be too long though. We're not going to take too much time. Let's see here. So yeah. Let's see here. Well, yeah. Imagine thinking corporate greed is not a factor at all. Sure, it could be, but it could not be. Like, sure, it could be. What I do know for sure is that tariffs are definitely a factor. Now, your opinion, sure, but that's just an opinion. It's just, okay, I think this. What can you say that actually proves it outside of just what I think? Once again, I'm more factual based on what I think. Not saying that you're wrong. Sure, corporate greed could, maybe. But is there any way to actually quantify that? No, it's just an opinion. I can quantifiably look at tariffs and say, yeah, the prices went up, so therefore that's the reason why the prices went up to bring something in, so therefore that's the reason why the prices went up, because tariffs have passed the cost on to consumer. You can't factually prove corporate greed. It's just an opinion. A tariff is an actual tangible thing that you can say, oh yeah, the price went up, so that's going to go up. That's factual. So that's the big difference, you know. But once again, your opinion isn't invalid. If that's what you think, then that's what you think. But you just can't prove it. It's just what you think, you know. There's a difference between an opinion and a fact, you know. There's a difference between an opinion and a fact. So yeah, that's really what it comes down to. Your opinion's not invalid, but I'm gonna need more than I think it's corporate greed than for me to say, okay, you're right, you know. So like, okay, sure, you think it's great, you know. Are you in the meetings? Do you know? Were you there when they were saying that? Like, how do you know? Oh, it's just your opinion. That's just what you think. Okay, cool, fine. It's your opinion, you know. So yeah. Of course, you can quantify it by analyzing behavior of these companies before tariffs were part of the discussion. Sony was already raising prices before tariffs. Microsoft, no. It's not. No. That's a whole separate argument. If you're talking about that, that'd be inflation. And Microsoft raised the price once the tariffs were coming into play. Like, they have a trade war with China, so Microsoft was raising the price because of that. Now, when you're talking about inflating the cost of services and things like that, they're letting go of people. That you can say, hey, look, there's some greed, right? There's some greed. They're letting go of people. They're doing this, whatever the case is. But you can't just take one argument for something else, then slap it on everything. That is a 100% fallacy right there. You know what I'm saying? You are taking one thing that's not related and saying, no, it's the same thing here. That's not a logical argument to make in terms of if you're trying to prove one thing or another. You can just say, I think, because they did this over here. It's not the same thing. If you're talking about inflation, or if you're talking about other factors that affect the market, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's plenty of other things, you know, that affect that. So that's the reason why I say, okay, sure, you're entitled to that opinion, but that doesn't mean this means that that's the same thing, right? It's business. It's multifaceted. There's many different aspects to a business. It's not a one shoe fits all or one size fits all, you know? So yeah. Yeah, but once again, you're applying something that's not applicable to what we're discussing right now, but not 100% applicable. It's not the same exact thing. You're just applying a different scenario situation and saying, see, it was like that over there, so it's like that here. And it's like, no, not really. You know, once again, it's just an opinion. It's not anything that's quantifiable. It's just an opinion. And that's fine. You're entitled to have it, but you're going to need a little bit more than that to convince me. That's all I'm trying to say. You're going to need like actual, like, hey, look, inflation was cool. There was nothing wrong with inflation. Budgets were great. Everything was going honky-dory, and these evil corporations just decided to just screw everybody over. I'm gonna need something like that, right? And we all know that has not been the case with the markets. We all know that's not been the case with the rising prices of everything that we're having. So we all know that's not the case. We all know inflation has hit us. We all know these things because we all know what's happened with every other market, right? We know what's happened in other markets where the prices have doubled, tripled in some places, right? So that's the situation that's dealing with right now. But maybe every single corporation is greedy and evil, and they just hate us. Maybe that's the case. Maybe all of them just want us to squeeze us every little bit. So that could also be it too. That's an opinion that some people have, and I'm okay with if you feel that way too. That's fine too. Everybody's greedy. Everybody's evil. Everybody hates you. Everybody wants to just raise everything, and they seriously want to squeeze you for every single last drop that you have. So maybe that's also happening right now too. Maybe that's also it. So if you have that opinion too, then that's fine too as well, you know. Let's see here. Call a spade. Tariffs only matter when it comes to PC hardware and phones going up in price, not for Nintendo, Sony, or Microsoft raising the price. That could also be it as well, you know. So yeah. Salutes OJ. Nintendo platform situation different to generalize. Bit different. Let's see here. It's argued that corporate greed has that they pass on to the consumer, but obviously the demand is strong enough to pass it up. But yeah, the demand of selling 1 million units in the past three quarters for Nintendo. That's just, man, the demand was just that's incredibly good, right? There's so much demand for the Switch 1, but no, I see what you're saying for sure. Punish Sicilian with the $5 dono. Thank you for that. Thank you for the $5 dono. Let's see. Tariffs are also unpredictable, placing businesses in terrible situations. Companies can't seesaw prices up and down because that person in chief is bipolar. Thank you. Thank you for the $5. Thank you for the $5, Sicilian. I appreciate the 5, man. Thank you for the $5. Yeah. So yeah. If they make the sale, let's see here. If they make the make less, sell less, make the higher profit, they have a lower risk of higher profit. So selling 2 instead of 1 for more profit at lower cost isn't a perfect argument. I have no idea what the hell you just said, Lost Tech, but shout outs, man. Sure. Let's see here. Y'all need to, yeah, hey, you guys need to stop, all right? Y'all need to stop. Nick, y'all need to stop. Like, I'm not even touching that with the freaking Goku power pole. Not even just a freaking Goku power pole, please. Flying Nimbus, get me out of here. I am not touching that one. You guys stop that, all right? I see if Switch 1 was still selling a lot, then it'd be greed, but Nintendo chose to increase the Switch 1, and it actually helps us. Does it? Let's see here. I'm so tired of people telling me that Nintendo raised the price because corporate mess. How about coming out with the facts and stop bashing guys like me who want to play games? Look, everybody has their opinions, man. It's the internet, so people are going to say their opinions, how they feel. So Flying Nimbus, I called you Upper Nimbus. Good enough. Get me out of here. Bring the power pole while you're at it. Oh man, you know how cool it would be to have a flying Nimbus? That'd be so awesome, man. I'd love that. I'm gonna play some more music for Beat Queen. We got some best Animal Crossing music. Alright. Best Animal Crossing. We got some tunes from Animal Crossing that I know Beat Queen will like as well. Also the price hike on 480p camera and 480p camera and Pro controllers. Yeah. What was it? Pro controllers or was it? I think it was Joy-Cons, not Pro. I don't think the Pro controller went up in price. I think it was, or no, actually maybe the Nintendo Switch 1 Pro controller went up in price. I think the Switch 2 Pro controller didn't go up in price. But Switch 1 prices, but 150 million people got them, so I don't know. Yeah, there's also used ones that you can find for cheap too. Like you can find used OLEDs, you can find used Switches, so it's really not that big of a deal to be honest. Let's see here. Yeah, it's okay, Mr. Davis. We're not doing any, it's not anything that's, I'm not here to crush anybody. I'm just here to talk about the facts, you know. Justin with the $3 dono. What's up, Justin? Shout outs.
No offense to the discussion, but this is beyond boring. Lol, tears of joy. I hate politics with a passion, but I understand it relates to gaming. I'm just giving my opinion, no offense.
Yeah, dude, gosh, and I have a debate with it too. I'm sorry, Justin. And I have a debate with it tonight too. So yeah, it sucks, man. The only reason why I'm talking about it is because of, you know, gaming. But yeah, dude, I agree with you. I think after today, I think I'm done. I don't think I'll ever. I wanted to get this one out of the way because I told him I'd bring him on after we had our discussion on Twitter. So this will probably be the last time that I even reference it or I even talk about it, like in any extensive time period, you know. So yeah. So yeah. Not that I think games should be 80, 60 is a sweet spot. Yeah. Hooray for debates. Not LOL. Yeah. Let's see here. So mad I didn't get a Pro controller at launch. I think you can still find Pro controllers for cheaper on Amazon. I think you can, if you go on Amazon, you might still be able to find like Joy-Cons and Joy-Con 2s. Joy-Con, like I think you might be able to find Joy-Con 2 Switch control. No, those went up on Amazon too. No, wait, no, they're the same. Never mind. Yeah, so on Amazon, the Joy-Cons are still like you can still get them for they're still expensive as hell at 94, but I think they went up to 99 if I'm not correct, right? Or did they go up from 89 to 94? I don't know. I don't remember. So yeah, either way, they're 94 on Amazon. I'm not sure if that's cheaper than what the new thing is or not. But you guys can let me know in the chat. Switch to controller So I don't know if they. Okay, the official. Well, no, Switch 1 Pro controllers. Those are $69 on Amazon, so those didn't go up. But I don't know. Can you not get the Switch 2 Pro controller on Amazon? Switch 2 Pro controller. All right, let's see if you can even get it. Yeah, I don't know if you can even get a Switch 2 Pro controller on Amazon. Can you not? I don't know. Yeah, I don't think they have it. Yeah, they don't have it. They do not have it. So yeah. Let's see here. I'm a small business owner myself. In an unrelated sector, the tariffs have really hurt our margins. Yeah, I feel you, brother, man. I know. If my mom's still at her shop, the same thing would be happening right now. You know. Let's see here. Listen, Mr. Davis, man, I'm not really addressing anything right now when it comes to debates with other YouTubers or content creators. You guys don't have to, and I'll also say this now before I have my discussion later tonight on Mongunzo's channel. You guys don't have to defend me on other places, man. If somebody has something to say, let them say it. I don't really care if they're ripping the stream or if they're saying whatever. It's okay, man. I've got a lot of nice deals and things set up. You guys are really cool. You guys are super generous. We have great videos that are doing good. Like I said, I had a number of deals set up for this past month that we did. I got deals setting up for the future. So I really don't need anybody saying anything. Like, I don't need any white knights or anything like that. Let people say whatever they want. That's their content, you know, and that's fine. You know, we don't need to do that here. That's the thing that I realize. That's the thing that I know is that, like, we don't actually have to do that. We don't need to talk about anybody else, and we can still do really well. We can talk about stuff that's said, just general stuff that's said, but we don't really need to bring up anybody else. We don't need to be angry or upset at anybody, you know? So there's no point in bringing up other people or whatever the case is. If they don't like me, that's fine. You know, I don't like myself sometimes. So it's okay. We don't got to be constantly bringing them up. Let them say whatever they want to say. That's their content. They have to rely upon talking about other people. We don't. We can talk about whatever we want. We can talk about video games. We can talk about Ozzy Osbourne biting off bat heads. We can talk about, you know, anything, and we can still have hundreds of people here. We can still have thousands of people watching the videos. So it's no big deal, you know? So you don't gotta, you know, do all that, you know? We're good. We're good. It's gonna be on Mongunzo's channel, Flipping the Switch. I don't know if he's still here, but if he's still here, he can link his channel. A mod can link his channel for me. So yeah. Who legit talks bad about you? Close to be RGT. It's okay, Lost Tech. It's all good. I got an interesting email from Nintendo today saying I could order Switch 2 from their site. Went on there and saw the Pro Controller for $94. Good thing I got it from Best Buy for $85. Yeah, they were $80, but yeah, I think okay. The Pro Controllers they went up. Oh my gosh. Okay, exactly. A lot of these weirdos don't even have good points and criticism. They just scrape the bottom of the barrel, and that's fine. You know, that's fine. Let them keep scraping. Like, everybody's got to do what they got to do to survive, right? So, so yeah, whatever you got to do to get your views, to make your money, go ahead and get it done. Doesn't affect me, you know? Doesn't affect me, and I'm doing pretty good over here, so it's all good. There you go. There's the channel. So you guys all go subscribe to Flipping the Switch. We're going to be live at 8 o'clock, so in about 2 hours, we're going to be live, so it's going to be fun. Let's see here. How old are you? I got your back, favorite YouTuber. I'm good, Mr. Davis. I appreciate it, man. But you just come through here, guys. Ask questions about games, talk about games. I'm more than happy to just do that for you guys, you know? Zoo with the $5 dono.
Ever forward to good times. This will be the definitive end to this particular issue.
Yes.
Gonna try to bring everyone together.
Absolutely. This will be the end of it. This will be the end saga. Well, it might not in terms of other people saying things, but on my side, I'm good, you know, so yeah. I don't know, what is this music? Able Sisters. This is weird music. Let me go to the main theme of New Leaf. What's the discussion about? You'll find out when you watch tonight, so just watch tonight. There could be a lot of different things that we're discussing. So yeah, come out to the stream and watch. Zoo's channel's right there, Flipping the Switch. Go out to the check it out tonight. 11 o'clock. I know it's late, guys, but don't worry. Stick around for it. We got a debate on talking about Nintendo Switch 2 other stuff. So it's gonna be a debate tonight at 7 o'clock my time. So in about an hour. So it's gonna be two for two tonight. 2 for 2. We're just getting everything. We're getting everything taken care of. You know, we're getting everything taken care of. Oh man. So yeah. I wouldn't call it a debate, but you know, you'll see. Scroll. Show up to the stream. There's nothing more to say. Show up to the stream, guys. Just show up if you're curious. Show up to the stream. The channel's right there. If you're curious, show up. If you don't care, then you don't gotta watch. Yeah, watch the replay. It'll be up. So there you go. Came for the debate. We'll charge the old phone before then. Yeah. I know it's late, but yeah, the replay will be up. Just subscribe to the channel. It'll be in there. So yeah. Foxhound Rye. What's up, Foxhound Rye? It's on his yes, guys. It is on his channel. I will say it one more time. It is on Flipping the Switch's channel. It's in the chat. It's on his channel. Go to his channel right there. He linked it. So go to his channel. You can watch it there. I will be doing one discussion tonight about the tariff impact on gaming. Tonight at 7 o'clock my time. So in about 1 hour. So there'll be that in about 1 hour. If you want to watch the other thing on Zoo's channel, it'll be on there at 8 o'clock. So it's on his channel. Check it out. All right, there we go. Let's see here. So if you guys have questions, feel free to tag me at PlayerEssence, hashtag PlayerEssence by itself. Thank you for the 5, Zoo. I appreciate that.
Back to OJ's stream, guys.
Thank you for the 5, man. I appreciate that, Zoo. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? No, that was an Elite Ninja 2, so I'm not trying to be stern. I just want to make sure everybody knows. That's it, guys. That's what's going on, all right? That's what's going on. So, there you go. Random, but I hate the bananas in DK where you have to find 4 of the Fractone guys. Well, here's the thing with that, okay, guys? If you don't like that, when you talk to the person the first time, that you won't get it, you can only get it one time. Pay attention, because they'll zoom out and they'll tell you the space like within the area that they're in. But they only do it, I think, the first time that you say, hey, what up? You know? So you gotta really pay attention, because if you don't, then you'll miss that. And I don't know if that's for everyone either. So, but yeah, that can be annoying. There was one that was really annoying where I couldn't find the last person, but then I ended up finding it. So yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ, Orlando. Just don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. I'm done talking about it at this point. I've tried to say it multiple times and people just aren't paying attention. So if you got it, you got it. If you didn't, Orlando, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Let's see here. How hard does DK Bonanza get later on? It's not a hard game to beat, but the post game is apparently pretty difficult. There's some difficult stuff in the post game, so it's like Kirby in the Forgotten Land for the most part. Correction, the Pro Controller was 90, so they did go up as oh well. Okay, 90. Not 95. You said 95, so 90. Okay, weren't they always 90 or were they 84? Let's see here. The corporate greed is based on moral judgment and is very flawed and insufficient way to analyze market behavior. Exactly. It's more based on your emotional state than it is based on actual factual information. That's an emotional thing. That's not a factual thing. Once again, I'm not trying to, dookie on people's opinions when it comes to that. People are allowed to emotionally feel any way that they want to feel when it comes down to it. But once again, that's an emotional state. It's not a factual thing. It's an emotional thing. So that's just an opinion and emotional. I don't have to say, oh yeah, that's right. That's just what you think. I'm just going to point stuff that's actually factual. I'm going to point stuff that's actually like real, and say, hey, look, this is what's real. You can believe whatever you want to or think whatever you want, but this is what I think is real based off of actual facts, not just I think this because they felt they did this some other thing and then they didn't raise it. Like, that's just an emotional, an emotional link, so, and that's fine. Everyone's entitled to feel that way. If you want to feel that way, you can, so yeah. Imagine thinking behaviors can't be observed and analyzed. Oh, they can, but your conclusion is still an opinion. At the end of the day, it's not factual. That is what is a fact, Guardian. You're entitled to your opinion, but your opinion is not factual. And I think that's the hard part for a lot of you guys to realize, or maybe you think that people are dismissing your point because it's not factual. But no, it's just that it's not factual. It's just your emotional conclusion based off of other things, and you're coming to saying I think this, but it's just an opinion. There's no actual fact in terms of the end result. It's just what you think, not a fact. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having that opinion. Once again, So yeah. I mean, pattern recognition can be for the fact that's the reason why prices went up. You can do pattern recognition for why prices went up too. So I mean, you can do that both ways. So that's the reason why I say it's an opinion, not a fact. Pattern recognition is not a one-way street. It can be the other. You can use that same pattern recognition and say, well, no, this is the reason why the prices are going up because of X, Y, and Z, and how everything else has went in line with it over the course of years. So it depends on how you want to analyze the data and analyze the patterns. You know, like you can analyze a pattern recognition the other way around. Once again, that's why I say an opinion is an opinion and a fact is a fact. You know. So yeah. Let's see here. I already knew that you were under the impression that that I was being dismissive, and that's why an emotional based thought process will automatically think of people being dismissive when you don't actually have facts. That's the thing. That's the normal thing. It's like, because I emotionally think this, I can't prove it factually with things. I can just guess. But if someone says, well, that's not factual, you're immediately like, what? You're not taking my opinion seriously. It's like, no, it's not that. It's just, it's not factual, you know? So you can say it, but it's just not factual. That's all, you know? So it's flawed. Emotions are flawed, obviously. Facts are not, but emotions are, you know? So that's all it comes down to at the end of the day, you know? So yeah. So I knew that's why you think that I was being dismissive, you know, but I wasn't trying to be. I said multiple times that your opinion is valid. If you feel that way, you're entitled to feel that way. But I need facts. I need facts to sway my opinion or my thought process. I need more than they did this some other time over here, and I think this because they're greedy because they charged $80 for. I need more than that. I need actual, like, you know, actual like real things. Like, oh no, it's because I was there and they said they wrote this down saying they want more money. There's a leaked document, you know, from Doug Bowser that says no, we're gonna be crazy. We're gonna just do this. You know, I need more. You know, in this situation, I need more. But once again, your opinion isn't invalid. You're entitled to feel that way for like the millionth bazillionth time. You can feel whatever way you want. Whatever your truth is, that can be your truth. It's fine. Feel that way. Be mad, be do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It's just not factual. It's just emotion based, and that's okay. We're all emotional. You know, we're all emotional. We all say things at times that goes along that way. So it's okay. You know, it's okay. Once again, it's okay to have that opinion as well. It's not dismissive. It's okay to have that opinion. Yeah, I can't stand that about internet. People are so stuck in their opinions and as facts and act on it like anyone who disagrees is wrong and stupid. I mean, I think the thing that I see with the internet the most is that people get a little, like, if you bring facts to something that consensus wise on the internet feels one way, they're gonna call you names. Like, it's immediately, you're gonna be called names. You're gonna be called bootlicker. You're gonna be called names immediately, because nothing gets people more pissed off than factually dismissing their claims. People hate that. If there's one thing that I know about communication, I'm a communication major, is that people hate if you dismiss their claim with a fact. There's nothing more angering to a proud gamer than dismissing what they feel is dismissing their claim with a fact. They don't like that. People don't like that at all, you know? So if they feel any part of that, they will instantly say they'll just instantly call you a name, because it's like, I can't get through to them because they have a fact. I can't really counteract the fact, so I've got to say this person's irrational. They're irrational. They're this, they're that, you know? And I'm not saying Guardian was saying that. I'm just saying online, like you know, what Squirrel Swirl was saying. So that's the first thing that they'll do. I mean, it happened to me the other day. Like, the other day we were talking about Flipping the Switch's channel about what was it about? It was like game key cards or something, and somebody talked about it and was talking about Steam Deck. So then I just said, hey, look, I wouldn't blame the guy, you know, for, you know, saying Steam Deck, but the stuff that he said, like, I explained why I think that it was a little bit off when it comes to like all digital Steam Deck, Switch 2, blah blah blah. And some guy added in some other thing that wasn't even part of the conversation, and I was like, well, he never said that. Like, he never actually factually said that. He said something completely different. It was a short sentence, and immediately he said, you're a Nintendo fanboy, but try to be objective. And I'm like, dude, I just disagreed with you, because he didn't actually say what you're saying, you know? So when you bring facts to the table, people immediately get on edge. They get a little tilted because they think that you're dismissing them, their emotional state or their emotion or their opinion by saying something factual. Some people even see it as standoffish or argumentative, that you would, how dare you actually bring, you know, a factual thing that you can interpret this the way that I'm doing it. You know, so I think that happens a lot online. That's one of the major breakdowns of communication that I can see when it comes to Twitter, YouTube, things like that, you know? So yeah. Let's see when the opinion's most vocal one on the internet, but we saw the beta 3 and Switch 2, biggest voice on the internet are always right, yeah. So yeah. I mean, saying something is, even just saying something's greedy in general is silly. And you know why it's silly? Because all capitalistic companies have a certain level of greed to them. They all do. So it's like, at the end of the day, it's a moot point, you know? It really doesn't matter because they all have to be, because they all have to make as much money as possible, because they all are publicly traded and their share prices are affected by how much money they make. So when people bring, I'm just like, okay, sure, everything is greedy. We know everything that we know. Like, that's just part of the game. It's just part of it. Whether you want to buy something or not is up to you, you know? So that's kind of how I see it. If something's really not good and people will rebel against it, it won't do well. If something is too high and the company's too greedy and nobody wants it, people won't buy it. So sometimes you got to let the stuff just hit the market and let the market decide on what they want, you know? It can still be greedy, it can still be that, but if the market feels that it's not, then it's not. Like iPhones. You can say iPhones are greedy, but the market has decided that it's not. The market has decided that Apple makes great products. They're not greedy, and they like what they sell. I mean, sure, are they? Maybe, probably. That's my opinion. But the market says, no, they're not. The market says, no, their products are great, and I like them, and I'm going to keep buying them, and I'm going to keep upgrading, and I want an iPad, and a Mac, and a this, and a watch, and a this, and a that, and a this, and a that. Now the thing that people thought was bad and not great and too much was the Apple Vision head, like those $3,000 VR things. Nobody bought that crap. That was too much. The market rejected those. So therefore, it's not as popular. So the market will tell you what is and what's not, you know, like they'll let you know. Like the market will let you know what's hot and what's not, you know? At the end of the day, that's the ultimate determining factor, is what the market says and what people decide they want to get or not, you know? So yeah. Says yes, yes, I love Apple. Yes, Apple is greedy. Well, then you're complete. Then it's not a bad thing that they are, because you love them, right? So, OJ, what can I expect from this indie direct? Have they also confirmed another official direct as well? No, they have not confirmed another official direct, or otherwise you would know. Trust me. Appreciate your hard work for the Nintendo community. And what do I expect? I'm not sure what to expect. We'll see. I actually don't know what's gonna be there. I have no idea. Google Glass, yeah, whatever the Google Glass. You know, what else? I mean, there's been a million products, right, from Microsoft and Apple. They've made a bazillion things over the years, and some stuff pops off, some stuff doesn't, you know. So yeah. Says 2 hours later. Dude, we've only been going for like an hour. We've been going for like an hour something. We've only been going for an hour 23. Baron, if you want to hop on, in the next number of minutes, you can hop on now before my other discussion or debate. If you want to hop on now, or if you're gonna be ready in a bit, if you want to rant about something, I got you. Stadia, the market rejected Stadia faster than you can say honky dory. The market just said Stadia is trash. I don't like Stadia, and that's exactly what happened. Stadia got absolutely bodied. I love Apple, but man, I can't justify it anymore. I'm glad I got away from the ecosystem. There you go. Yeah, you'll hop on. All right, let me know when you're on Discord. I'm gonna hop on Discord right now. So let me know when you're ready, and I will hop on. All right, this music though, bro. Oh man, I got some Mario Kart World music. Let's see here. They rejected Stadia faster than the second gen rejected 5,200. I know, not comparable. Okay. Or oh, the 5,200. You mean like Atari or something? Okay. Jade Raymond got paid and done nothing for Stadia. Jade Raymond, she's the master of getting paid and nothing ever coming out. I listen. I can only pray that I can hustle as hard as Jade Raymond does, because she makes studios, does things, gets hired for positions, and then nothing ever happens. And it's never her fault, by the way. It's never her fault too. So just keep that in mind. It's never her fault. It's always somebody else's fault. So yeah. Find or start. I still don't know how to use Discord. Discord is quite possibly might be the worst UI ever. I really hate Discord. Where's Baron? Where are you at? Okay. Oh, it's the Emperor. The Emperor Black Baron. Okay. Okay, when you're ready, Baron. I sent you a voice call. I'm sending you a voice call so you can hop on. It could be annoying. It's like, where am I supposed to click? Yeah, I know, seriously. I won't be surprised if some YouTubers do Switch 2 is going to be like Stadia, or some do legitimately hope Switch 2 becomes like Stadia. I mean, it's already a fact that Switch 2 is not like Stadia, though, so that doesn't matter. I don't think they sold anywhere near 6 million units, Stadia, like in terms of like their founders pack or whatever. Man, that was trash. The market will accept or reject key cards. That's true. That's true. But hopefully Nintendo does some things, hopefully to help out in the meantime. I might pick up Madden on Switch too. The fact is, we're all fans of OG. I think there are definitely some people that are not, but they still watch. Apple is alright if you're not obsessively upgrading every single year. Like, just buy your iPhone and use it for a few years. I can make arguments that they're greedy. I can make a million arguments, and I can just point to a million different things why. No, they are. Like, you know, so anybody can make any arguments that anything is, you know, at the end of the day. So there's a million things I can point to when it comes to Apple, but I don't care. Like, whatever I care, whatever I want to buy, I'll buy. Whatever I don't, I don't. I don't buy Apple products. I buy them for my wife, though. I don't buy Apple products for myself. I buy them for my wife. Can you even get a Stadia anymore? I don't think you can, unless you can get it secondhand, but it's useless. Like, it's useless. The controller, I don't think the controller even works with other things now, because I think that even there's an issue with that. Somebody correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but yeah, I think that's even an issue when it comes to the controller. So yeah. Bruh, Stadia is even worse. It's cloud gaming, aka you really don't own anything. Yeah, Stadia is quite possibly the worst type of system, of game system or game thing. Like, it's the worst, which I said that before, and I was like, yo, Stadia is really bad. Like, Stadia is really, 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 really bad. And, you know, people are like, no, it's not. I'm like, oh, yes, it is, man. It is not good, dude. It is just not good. Same boat. My wife has Apple stuff. Yeah, my wife has an app. She has an iPad. She has a Apple Watch. She has two phones. So yeah, she has a lot of Apple stuff. Let's see here. Cloud gaming only made sense for MMORPGs, which you need to be connected to online servers to even play the game in the first place. Yeah. Hey, what's up, David? Welcome to the stream. Stadia was garbage. Yeah, Stadia was actually garbage. It was a bad idea. It was never a good idea to begin with, you know. So yeah. Let's see here. Where's the YouTube channel? Flipping the Switch can link his channel. If you can link the channel one more time, Flipping the Switch, that'd be great. Let's see. Not all women are obsessed with status. Like, like that. But no worries. Generally speaking, you might be right. Wait, what do you talk about? Like with what, Jade Raymond? Oh no, I don't know about. I don't know. Wait, hold up. I didn't say that she's obsessed with status. I just said that she always gets something big, and then it ends up never working out. Like it ends up never working out. That's all. That's all I was saying. That's all I was saying with her. But yeah. See, not only was cloud gaming, but Google was still charging full price for their games. Yeah, that was crazy. Like it was like, yo, I'm gonna buy a cloud game for like $60. It was like, wait, what? wait, hold up. I'm going to buy a cloud game for like that price? No, I'm not actually. No, I'm actually good. So yeah, man. Let's see here. On Live. Oh man, the thing with On Live was also bad. But On Live, just at the time that On Live came out, it seemed way more cool than Stadia. It really did. Like On Live seemed futuristic. It seemed cool. Like I remember when On Live came out, and I was like, oh cool. Like my friend got me a what's it called? Like a early access code. My friend Andre. He's like, yo, I got you an early access code for On Live. I was like, oh, cool. So On Live at the time, it seemed like it would be cool because we didn't really have a lot. Like we didn't really know about cloud gaming like that. We thought that this was going to be a new frontier to be able to get games, to play games. But when Stadia came out, we had already been there, done that. And we already had way better forms of digital and physical media to play. So that's the difference between when On Live came out and the sentiment from gamers and when Stadia came out. When On Live came out, gamers were excited. It was a bit different. It was not the same, But ultimately On Live became like, people's connections were trash. Like we couldn't get the games to run really good unless you had really good internet. And a lot of people back then had 1 megabyte or had DSL. Like they didn't have good enough internet to be playing these PS3 360 level quality of games streaming. So that was the problem. But I think On Live ultimately turned into like Gaikai, or I know there was some type of On Live got transformed into something that is still used. Like at least the bones of On Live was transformed into something else that's still I think in Sony's service, if I'm not correct. It might be On Live to Gaikai, then to I think it was Screw Attack, or it was to Sony's. It might have been, so like the bones of On Live might actually still be a thing. I think it might be Sony's cloud-based service, but don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. So yeah. On Live came out, I mean, when I had much worse internet, yeah. All these failed live services make Game Pass actually look good. Game Pass is really good in comparison, which is one of the reasons why Game Pass is one of the biggest subscription services out there, is because it actually is a decent enough service, So yeah. Dom Magic is the Jade Raymond of gaming. Wait. Sorry for bringing up something from like, what, 12 years ago? I think that was from, 2010, 2011, 2012. It's okay. It was a nice blast from the past, So, nice blast from the past. I can remember back when some people were talking about how Stadia was gonna overtake the Switch 1. That's always the funny, or that's always like the popular thing to do, is to just say it's gonna overtake whatever's doing good at this point. That's what a lot of people like to do, overall. And it usually never ends up happening, but people like to do it. I mean, obviously people like to do it, so yeah. Restarted laptop, log in. Oh, yeah, I started a call, Baron, when you're ready, man. Yo, did the thing happen with you and Vigil already? No, that's on Flipping the Switches channel. That's at 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock on Flipping the Switches channel. So PS Portal should have been calling you PSU. PSU? Flopping like the Wii U. Oh, that's Sam. Hey, what's up, Sandstorm? Welcome. Are the rage baiters still saying that Mario Kart World is dead, or did they move on to a new talking point? I don't know. I don't really watch the rage baiters. I did see Nintendo Land say something like that on Twitter, and I questioned him, like, because he said, "Oh, it's fallen off," and I said, "It's fallen off when it sold this much." That's all I put. Then he's like, "Oh, well, no, falling off means this, and this." I looked at YouTube analytics, and I was like, "Oh," so I'm like, but like the weekly sales show that it's actually people are still picking it up. No, well, people cannot like the game; it can fall off based on what I see on there. So I'm like, "Oh, okay, no problem, man. Falling off is based off of your own personal opinion. It's not based off of millions or thousands of people buying the game that are new, that statistically add to user counts to show that people are still playing it. It's just based on your opinion on what you see. Okay, no problem. No problem at all." So there are some people, but they just say it's their opinion. So. I mean, like, it's one of those things to where I think at this point, my age, like, I gotta just stop arguing people's opinions, man. If people just want to have whatever opinion they want to have, they don't need facts. They just have their opinion. That's fine. You're allowed to have your opinion. If you want to have your opinion, have your opinion. Just who cares if it sold 5 million units? Who cares if millions of people are buying it every month, or every week, or hundreds of thousands of people are buying it every week? It's top in the sales charts. Who cares? That doesn't matter. What matters is what I see on my YouTube channel, or what I see on Twitter. That's what matters, not the actual sale of the game and people buying it, but just what I see on Twitter. So, okay, no problem. It's falling off, Let's see here. Mario Kart World can sell 20 million copies and they still say it's falling off. Yeah, exactly. So there's no point in going back. It's just their opinion on what their own personal, bubble, their own view. So, because they've been doing YouTube for a decade, so they know. So yeah, let's see. I do appreciate you policy during the dweebs, though. We need more policing the dweebs, though. We need more people in society telling these people they're objectively wrong. There's only so much a man can take these days, Huddy. I don't mind saying things on here, but I think I'm gonna start clipping my wings a little bit when it comes to expanding the reach on Twitter and stuff. It's just, there's just no point. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Like, a lot of these people, they don't care about objective facts, A lot of them don't care, so it's almost no point in talking about it at times, John Lindeman's take on Switch 2 in the latest DF Direct, he basically said the ports are not giving him confidence in the long-term third-party support, and that's that it's the Switch 1 again. Okay, that's his opinion. That's fine. You're 100% right. I just like watching the popcorn. Okay. What's the verdict on Mario Kart update? Did the 3-lap courses return more often? A little bit, but not enough to where people are saying that that it's good enough. There's many acting like they can't. Nobody tell them anything or nothing. Yeah, it is what it is there too. Let's see here. Maybe when they said falling off, they were thinking Michael Douglas. Michael Douglas in that movie, but then but that was falling down. Okay, Baron. I think Baron. That's what that voice was. It was Baron saying something, but he has his mic muted. So when he unmutes his mic, he'll speak. Forgot you guys are Pacific time. I'm Eastern. What's up, man? What up? What is good? I had to look up what Stadia was. What I read was depressing. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Wound Up Penguin? Welcome to the stream. That's JCat. What's up, JCat? Welcome. What's up, the Yellow Kazoo? Shoutouts. If I haven't said what up to you, make sure you say what up in the chat. Talking about Dead. Where's Death Stranding 2 talk? Dude, I don't know how Death Stranding 2 did. There's been no sales updates for that game. It didn't do great on Amazon. I think it did good on the PSN charts, but it kind of dropped off the face of the earth in Japan already. I'm not sure how well that game did, but I think obviously over time it's probably going to do really well, just because as it gets on, I think, is it on PC yet? I'm not sure if it's on PC, but if it gets the more discounts and sales in PC, and when it comes eventually to Xbox and all that, then yeah. At the very least, I think Google refunded everyone. Yes, they did refund everyone. I got an automatic refund. I think I paid for the Founders Edition of Stadia. I got an automatic refund for it. So yeah. Playing Death Stranding 1 while
nobody trying to talk about that ass game Death Stranding 2. Come on, man. You see how quick people stop talking about that? Nobody gives a damn about no Dead Stranding.
Has it fallen off, Baron?
It's Dead Stranding. That's what it is. Dead Stranding 2. That's exactly what it is. Ain't nobody talking about that damn game no more. Only people still talking about that is the PlayStation wives, because they ain't got nothing else to talk about.
Baron, how you doing today?
That's about it. I'm doing all right. I'm doing fine. I'm doing great because after 13 years, Madden is back on Nintendo consoles. You know how long I've been waiting for that, and I'm gonna be so overboard with it.
13 years to come back to mid. That's the hilarious thing. 13 years. Oh my God!
Listen
to mid.
Listen, Linda. Madden is like number 6 on the eShop right now before it comes out. We don't care about your little angry how the game is made. We don't give a damn about none of that. It's been over a decade. This game finna do generational numbers on Switch too. I'm happy, and I just heard you say you was going to buy it. Is that true?
I said maybe.
Go ahead and buy it so I can whoop them 49ers ass on your channel.
Yeah, you bodied me because listen. If you played me back in the day. If we played back in the day like Madden 05, I would destroy you. I was one of the best in the world in Madden 05. But I'm bad at the game now, and I'll admit I'm trash. But I was ranked in the top 1,000 in Madden 05, or Madden 05. Yeah, 05. So
it don't matter. I think people will get a kick out of you whooping your ass on.
I think they would. I would definitely play against you. I think they would. So I think it'd be worth it to actually play.
Especially the 49ers that you like to overhype too damn much.
I'm not overhyping the 49ers. I'm not overhyping them. They're going to be good this year. Don't worry. They're going to be good.
Oh, please.
They're going to be good this year. You know what the biggest changes? You know what the biggest changes that people aren't talking about, that guys like you aren't talking about? Salah coming back.
For the 49ers?
Salah coming back, the defensive coordinator. Him coming back. Like, that Sorensen guy was trash. He was a terrible defensive coordinator. He'd never done defense before. He'd never done defense like that before, like a defensive coordinator. Salah was a great coordinator. As soon as he left the Jets, what happened to the Jets defense? They collapsed. Their Jets defense collapsed after Salah left. He's always been a great defensive coordinator.
Okay, that's all fine and dandy.
That's true.
But you're in a division that you're not going to be able to win. It's just that simple.
Who's the big cat in the division?
Did you win a division last year?
No. What happened the year before?
Okay.
What happened the year before?
Every team in your division has gotten better this year.
Have
Every
they?
last one of them.
Have they?
Yes, absolutely.
The Seahawks got better?
I think Sam Darnold is an upgrade from
Is he?
Smith.
I don't know if he is. I'm not. I think
they lost Tyler Lockett and DJ Metcalf. I don't know what they.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're telling me they got better when they lost one of the best receivers in the game.
Solid. I don't know what they're gonna do about the wide receiver part though. I don't even know who they.
Darnold is like just like the white version of Geno Smith. Like,
oh my God.
Is he not? They're like the same quarterback.
Bruh, he had way better stats than Geno Smith.
He was throwing to Justin Jefferson. You put Geno Smith with Justin Jefferson, you'd have great stats too. I think I can throw a couple touchdowns, like legit. I think I could throw some touchdown passes to Justin Jefferson. Like me and you could do that. Yeah, of course he had great stats. What happened in the playoffs? What happened when what happened? Yeah,
they ran into a brick wall in the playoffs.
Yeah, what happened? Yeah, exactly. They got absolutely cooked. There you go.
Listen, 49ers can't talk. Y'all had most of y'all players, and you still failed.
No, they were all on IR. Everybody was injured. The whole team was
lost. And Debo Samuel
Debo's fat. Purcell is killing people in one-on-ones.
Oh my God.
Debo's fat. Purcell's. Did you see? He looks fat. He looks fat in Washington too. Does he not look fat? I was
expecting him. This man. Soon as a player leaves your team, now they fat.
Bro, I was telling him he was fat during the season.
Come on, bro.
Chat. Was I not complaining about Debo being fat during the season? I was complaining about him being fat during the season. Does he not look fat? Why is he 200?
He looked like he got swollen.
Why is he 220 pounds? He should be 195 pounds right now. He should be 195.
Is wrong being 220 at a receivers?
There is something wrong. No, there is.
I don't blame receivers for putting on more weight because
he's barely 6 foot.
He's the hell out of him.
He's barely 6 foot. He's barely 6 foot. He's barely 6 foot. He's barely 6 foot. He needs to be 190.
220 is a good limit for 6 foot.
No, it's. Oh my God.
If you're muscular, If you're muscular, yes.
Okay, we'll see what he does. Okay, we'll see.
I don't care what he does. He's on my team. I don't care. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You want to talk about
hilarious.
We got about a little bit less than 30 minutes before I have the next debate on. You wanted to talk about Switch 6.
Oh, somebody said that was at 11. Is it at 10 then?
Well, I have two debates. I have one tariff debate in 30 minutes, in about 30 minutes. And then I have another one on a separate channel. We have a different discussion on a separate channel, on Flippin' Switch's channel. So that's what's going down tonight.
Why are you doing all this?
Because I want to get it out of the way.
No, I mean, why exactly are you debating people over tariffs?
Because the person wanted to talk to. Well, I wanted to talk to the person. So we're just getting it out of the way.
Oh, okay. I just think it's kind of crazy to debate people on tariffs. So what is the debate about?
Well, you'll find out tonight.
Ooh, I can see that's going to go left very quick. But
we're gonna keep it on track. We're gonna keep it on track.
And there's no way to keep it on track.
No, there is a way to keep it on track.
When it's relating to tariffs, there's no way.
There is a way.
You know it's going to end up about the orange glob.
No, it's
you
not.
You know it is.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Another person gonna do it. It's always gonna end up on the orange glob, man.
Listen, man, I'm not saying nothing.
So bad.
I'm not saying nothing.
Okay. All right, but anyway, you made me forgot what I was supposed to say.
You want to talk about Switch 2 sales, right?
There was something you were saying before I even got on here.
You forgot? You should have wrote it down.
No, you started talking about 49ers in my whole brain.
You started talking about 49ers.
Oh, man.
Because you're a generational hater. That's
I ain't no hater. I'm just letting you know. Like,
you're a generational hater that has two teams to try to cover your deficiencies on one.
Why you keep saying that, bro?
Because it's
I don't have two teams.
You got two. You got the Cardinals and you got the Falcons, dude. What are you talking about?
Hey,
don't worry.
Look.
I'm a Chiefs and 49ers fan. Whatever happens, I'm coming out on top.
Now that's just cheesy right there.
My brother used to do that crap, and I used to want to strangle him when he did that shit. He was a 49ers fan when they were good in the 80s and in the 90s. Like, and then they had like a really bad streak, and he was like, "Oh no!" He turned into a Green Bay. He was Green Bay Packers. He was everything else but the 49ers. And then when they went back to the Super Bowl, oh yeah, the 49ers are great. When they lost, oh no, I ain't feeling it. I want to strangle him.
Some people just want to be attached to something successful. That's all that is. Oh, okay. Now I remember, because you was talking about people, not want to listen to facts and basically want to believe whatever delusion they want to believe in. Mario Kart falling off. I think that's the craziest shit I ever read in the last week on the internet. Like, where did that come from? That was crazy.
YouTubers.
It's like, who started that?
People.
Like, this what sucks about not paying attention to what's going on online, and you coming in and out like every other day or every other week. How did a ball even get rolling on Mario Kart falling off? That doesn't make any sense to me.
The three lap stuff and the bad update.
Oh, people, listen. The 3-lap fiasco, because I don't even know what to call it, was probably, it was really an embarrassing moment to be a Nintendo fan, to see people complain about that. Because it didn't make any sense why y'all wanted that to be a thing in the first place. Because if you want a new game a new game in a franchise, you wanted to do different things. You wanted to do new stuff. So why the hell you just want to only play 3-lap races when you have an open world Mario Kart game? That makes no sense to me.
The reason why is that people like the traditional 3-lap races, and that because like the intermission stuff, that causes certain types of strategies to not to be available compared to a 3-lap race.
Okay, but they were still available. Just you didn't. But it sounded like they wanted to play them all the time.
Yes,
every time.
Yes, that is correct. Every time.
But that's
the thing about it is that
asinine.
the problem was that there was a way to do that pretty much every time. And that was if you picked the random course, it would pick that. But they updated it, and when they updated it, it messed up what they had before.
Well, first of all, that's not a legit way to pick it. That was an exploit. And that's what kind of bothered me about everybody arguing back and forth about that. It wasn't something they didn't break anything. It was already an exploit, so it wasn't something that was supposed to happen in the first goddamn place.
But it was something that
That's
was
number
available.
one.
It was something that was available that they didn't have to change. That it didn't need to be changed.
Look, I think they changed it. I think they needed to change it. If I was them, I wouldn't even increase the ability to have 3-lap courses come back. I would just let them cry. Cause it's like y'all crying over the dumbest stuff. That's one thing. Oh, that's exactly what I wanted to talk about.
I don't want to talk about Mario Kart.
No, not Mario Kart, but this relates to Mario Kart and everything else. Of course, I'm gonna talk about the sales too and all that in this next 15 minutes. But there's been a rise, and you touched on it because I tried to figure out what is this about. There's been a rise of what I like to call pretendo fans. People who pretend to be Nintendo fans online. And just basically to capitalize off of views and engagement because I guess they're making money off of it. I've never seen this many amount of people who claim to be Nintendo fans find a problem to complain about every fucking week.
That is true.
There is something to complain about.
That is true. There are people that are exploiting Nintendo to make a bunch of ad revenue on YouTube. That is correct.
I mean, am I crazy, or if nobody has noticed that ever since this console was even shown to us in April, all the way up to the launch, there has been a discourse every single fucking week. We can't even have time to enjoy what we have. Every week we're arguing about some bullshit.
To be
right
honest,
now it's the game key card bullshit.
To be honest, it's a small group of the same people saying the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah, it's the same usual suspects, but it turns into this whirlwind of a black hole online to the point when you get online, it's not even reminiscent, or it's not even. It's like going into alternate reality. Like outside of YouTube, you know. Maybe Facebook and definitely Twitter. It's like the Switch 2 is in a whole different realm and universe when you get on X. Like people outside of X ain't talking about Switch 2 like that. We're enjoying what the hell we're doing. But you get on X, you act like it seems like Switch 2 is the worst thing that ever incarnated in the fucking gaming industry. Yeah. Every week we're talking about something. Every week we bitching about something. We have not even. There's been so much bitching. I don't think people even got to write articles about the historic sales that the Switch 2 has pulled off.
The historic sales, there was articles about the historic sales, but the thing about it is that the historic sales, that doesn't get the views that the other stuff will get. That for many people would be an issue online at least, but the thing about that is that it's intentional. And the reason why is because the reason why people aren't writing about it, because people wrote about, there's multiple articles, people wrote about how Steam Deck and how these other systems are going to come and kind of steal the thunder or kind of steal sales and all of that. That was like a narrative that major websites like IGN and PC Gamer and other places actually tried to push. So you can't quite talk about this. There's been 0 articles, by the way. 0 articles about how Switch 2 outsold pretty much all handheld PCs beforehand. Even though there was articles, like there's been 0 articles, but there was articles beforehand saying that portable PCs, it's going to be a problem for Switch 2. There has been 0 articles that I can see saying that, hey, look, the Switch 2's pretty much outsold all of them. And there might have been something from smaller websites, but IGN has not hired one freelance writer or anything to mention that with this over 6 million in sales. But you know. Once again, that doesn't get views. That doesn't draw. It's like wrestling, Baron. You know about wrestling. It's like what draws, you know? Like what draws is what people are going to talk about. And if something isn't drawing, something isn't getting the pop that you want from the crowd, it's not relevant enough to talk about.
Well, yes, that is true. That sentence there is actually factually true, the way you said it. But the fact of the matter is, certain things would get the draw and would get the pop if everybody just, you know, actually talked about it. I've never seen this system broke every console record there was. I've never seen a gaming media just bypass that shit like it was nothing.
And
it was nothing.
There was the
I'm like, what?
Here's the excuses for that. It was in stock. It wasn't COVID. It was because they supplied a lot. It was because they waited. So people just downplayed and minimized it. Many people did. You still there, Baron? Oh no, his mic's muted. I'll address.
Yeah, I'm still here. I don't know what Discord just did to me, but
okay.
Yeah, I didn't hear what you said. I didn't hear what you said.
I don't know. I don't remember what I just said.
Oh, but yeah, I didn't like how we quickly glanced over the sales of Switch 2, how it broke every record possible for a console launch, how they literally sold 6 million units of this console in just literal weeks is ridiculous. That's the most ridiculous thing. The attachment rate for Mario Kart World was insane.
Yeah.
I think what was it, 97%? 5.6. That is ridiculous.
That's a crazy attachment rate. I mean, I remember I did do a little bit of call on the people that were trying to say like Donkey Kong Bonanza should have been like the launch title. I think clearly Donkey Kong Mario Kart World was the launch title. It was like that. Look at the attach rate. So, you know. Punish is something. Thank you for the $2 dono. It says you should be more charitable like the completionist. I should. I didn't defend Dragon Age, the fail guard. I didn't defend that because of the grifters and stuff like that. What I said was that I'm tired of these grifters that don't play any games, that are trash, trying to tell people, trying to control the narrative. So yeah, I don't like the grifters online. Those people are weird. They're weirdos, and they're trash at games. I ain't trying to have nobody that's garbage at video games trying to tell me what to play and what not to play. Like, you can screw off. These people, like, there's so many people online that talk so big, bad, and tough. They never talk like that IRL to anybody. You're never going to go up and act all crazy in person, but you'll do that online because you feel some type of veil of safety, you know? So that's what I was rebelling. I was saying, man, y'all just talk. Y'all don't play nothing. Everything's woke. Everything's this. So I was getting tired of that in particular. So yeah. Just me personally. Donkey Kong is cool. A lot of people like me don't know about DK games, but we know about Mario Kart. Yeah, exactly. There's also that. Punished. Thank you for the 2 though, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing the tariff debate at the top of the hour. So 7 o'clock my time, the guys are gonna come on here. We're gonna discuss that. So we'll see. Remember, Zelda had 105 attach rate for the Switch a month. That's true. Zelda did have a crazy attach rate for the Switch, but the craziest thing about Zelda's is that it wasn't bundled with the systems, so that made it really impressive. But obviously, the Switch 1 sold a lot less than the Switch 2 in the first month. I mean, the Switch 1 sold 5 million. Was it 500 or 5.8 something million in the first month? Or sorry, Switch 2 sold 5.83 million in the first month, or 5.82 million. And the Switch 1 sold like 2.7, so yeah, the Switch 2 sold 3 million units more, you know? So it sold 3 million units more, and it still had that high of an attach rate. But it was obviously the bundled software. So they're both impressive in their own right. Yeah, Baron got kicked out of my chat, but I mean, he might be back. It looks like he's back here, so yeah.
I'm back.
Back again. Yo, let's go.
Oh man, hey, my laptop is ancient,
bro. Yeah, man, you definitely need a new laptop. I'm about to body slam that laptop.
My laptop is ancient. I need a whole new one, bro.
That one needs to Discord is top turnbuckle, bro.
Yeah, Discord is actually twerking on my laptop right now. I don't know what is going on.
You gotta hit that one with the rock bottom. That one's done,
yeah,
bro.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and smash this on camera or something. But
smash it like you destroyed your room during the Jump Force.
Oh man, Jump Force, bro! Don't ever tell me about. Speaking of Jump Force, Do you see that bullshit Namco pulled with Dragon Ball on Switch 2?
Yeah, 30 FPS.
Oh my god, bro! What the?
I don't know what they are thinking. That is ridiculous.
Bro, I'm so pissed because I was going to buy that game. I'm not buying that shit.
I'm not buying it at 30 FPS. That's insane.
Oh my god! Listen. Do Namco watch you? Anybody from Namco watch you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they gonna hear me. Whoever works at Namco, your ass need to be slapped for that bullshit y'all just pulled. Not only you deliberately held back the Switch 2 version of this game, and then made a Switch 1 version of an Xbox Series and PS5 game, downgraded it to shit, then had the audacity to port it to Switch 2, the Switch 1 version, and just up the resolution.
It's
oh
not.
My god!
It's not that. Okay, hold up. I just gotta correct one thing. I don't think it's that. I do have some comparison screenshots that show that the Switch 2 version actually is different than the Switch 1 version. Like, the graphics are significantly better. I know some shots kind of show like, oh, that kind of looks maybe similar, but there's some levels that the geometry and architecture is completely different. So
no, what they pulled is pretty much what they did with Tony Hawk. They just took the Switch 1 version of the game and then bumped it up a little bit and did a little extra texture work.
No. I'll show you.
So it's like
I'll show
like,
you
why?
I'll show you the screenshots that I have. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So, but no,
I've seen a lot of comparison screenshots, a lot of comparison.
I'll show you one.
There's no reason.
I'll show you one
Xbox Series version. Like, why did you do that?
I will show you one.
I don't understand that.
I will show you one screenshot that I'll say like, okay, yeah, okay, hold up, like, like I'll show. There's one screenshot that's like, it's like almost completely different, like pretty much like completely different.
That don't matter to me. The fact of the matter is you took the Switch 1 version to make the Switch 2 version. No, you should have never done that.
I don't know if they did. That's the thing. I don't know if they did.
What you mean you don't know? That's exactly what they did.
Not based on the screenshot that I saw. Those comparisons.
Oh my god, OJ.
I'm just saying. It's clearly not just the same one.
I still love Namco. They still hold
my
I do favorite
too,
fighting
but...
game series ever, Soul Calibur. But this shit right here is bullshit. I'm sorry. You just got to call a spade a spade.
No, I'm telling you what I saw. Okay, like I said, it doesn't matter. We both come to the same conclusion at the end. Conclusion is that it's not good, is that it's not good enough. So there's no point in going back and forth on that.
Yeah. But it's I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. Like, I was like, man, it's just odd to me that the Switch 1 version, the Switch 2 version are coming out in the same day. That just tells me you held back the Switch 2 version. There's no other explanation for that.
Yeah. It has to be. I don't know why there shouldn't even be a Switch 1 version, to be honest.
Exactly. Why are we even getting
a
Switch 1
there
version?
Shouldn't even be I don't know why there is a Switch 1 version of this game. like I can understand if the Switch 2 wasn't out yet, and I can understand if there's a PS4 version, maybe. It's like, okay. But there's no PS4 or Xbox One version. What is there a Switch 1? Maybe because, okay, here's the reason why there's a Switch 1 version. There's a Switch 1 version because they know it's going to sell. Switch 1 has a big install base. So I think that's the reason why there's a Switch 1 version.
Well, we know that. We know. We can kind of figure that out why they did it. But it's like, come on, man. If you was going to do that, at least properly put the next generation version of Dragon Ball on the Switch 2. You don't have to do this. Like, that's some dog shit. that's what we call dog shit. Like that was BS. Like, don't do that. Like, how many much more sales you think they're gonna get on the Switch 1 version by the time this comes out? Like, the Switch 2 probably would be like, what, 15 million by that time? So it's like, is it really gonna be worth it?
I don't know about 15 million, but we'll see.
Man, we over 6 right now. We're over 6 million right now. You don't think it'll be 15 million by November?
No.
With Pokemon coming out in October?
No, but not 15. No, by then, no. I think it'll be like maybe they projected 15 million for the first year. Like for the first 10 months. Conservative. Yeah, they're being conservative. I think it's going to be
with that number.
I think it's going to be probably around by the time when's that game come out? November?
Yeah, November 14th.
I think it's going to be around maybe 10 million. Maybe 10 million. Maybe a little bit.
Okay, 10 million is the absolute minimum it will be by the time that game comes out.
Yeah.
And he still got Metroid Prime 4 coming out too. So yeah, I hate Pokemon as much as you know I hate Pokemon, but we know it's going to do numbers.
So I don't know, Ben.
Like,
Can you see my screen? Like if I or can you see like on the screen?
I'll look at the stream. I just didn't have the stream.
Yeah, if you can look at the stream. So I'll just show like this is the one that I was talking about. So maybe it's just the same and they just did a little bit of work, but like it looks pretty. This is the Switch 1 version of the game, okay? So this is the Switch 1.
I think I saw this screen.
Yeah, and
somewhere.
but then like this is the Switch.
It might have been you.
This is the Switch 2 version of the game. Like it's significantly better graphics wise. Like it doesn't seem like it's just we're gonna take the same game and just up the resolution.
Okay, but where is the Xbox Series and PS5 version?
I don't know, but what I'm saying is that this is a significant difference between these two. I'm telling you, there's a significant difference between these two. Like the same screenshot.
I think the screenshot I saw was Goku posing, and they showed the rock rock textures in the background.
Yes, there is that
versions.
Yes,
and I'm like, oh, this is bullshit.
There's
no reason for that.
So this is it right here, and
that was it. Yeah,
there's also a pretty clear difference between these two as well.
Yes, it is, but it's still not the next gen version though.
Well, I don't know what the next gen version looks like. I don't know like what this shot. But is this? I don't know what is this an in between version. All I know is that these two games, these two things are completely different. Like this shot right here.
Yes, that's
this is definitely the Fisher Price or Nickelodeon. This is the Nickelodeon version of like on the Leapfrog, bro. This is the Leapfrog version.
That's kind of crazy to be honest with you.
Yeah, like
that one shot right there is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's a pretty big difference. So.
That was incredibly ridiculous. Right
What's worse, Tamagotchi or Pokemon? Lol. Hello, OJ and everyone.
Hey, what's up, Benz? Shout outs, man. So yeah, that's all I was saying. Like, I don't know if it's, I don't know what version. It seems to me like it's the PS5 and Xbox Series version, but like even just at 30 FPS and maybe with graphics maybe not quite as good as that. I don't know if it's an in-between version of the game or something, but. Either way, I don't know. Like, I don't know if they should have even wasted time on the Switch 1, but I think they were thinking sales. That's probably what they were thinking. Is like, hey, look, we want more sales, so we're gonna do.
They obviously was thinking sales. Ain't no doubt about that. They was obviously thinking sales.
Yeah. Was there anything else that you wanted to go over for this one?
Oh yeah. y'all in these game key cards, bro.
Oh, the game key card thing.
I can't believe this is manifested into such a shitstorm. Like,
I can understand.
It's yes overboard, no. Bro.
Yes
It's just true. I have never seen so much ignorance over game key card. This is so excessive. It's excessive for no reason. It's really excessive because the system only been out for 60 damn days. That's what makes it. That's what truly makes it excessive. Because first of all, number one, I don't see the problem with game key cards like that. And obviously, I'm not the only one because people bought it because the game's charted on the NPD charts. So obviously, a lot of customers don't see a big deal about the game key cards. But secondly, is that nobody has allowed time for anything to happen. It's been 60 fucking days. What is supposed to change in 60 days of a console's life?
Everything.
That's what I'm trying to figure. Like, I don't think there's no console in history that ever changed anything besides flopping and shutting down, like Google Stadia, like you said. I don't think no console has ever had anything change in 60 days. What realistically you think was going to change in 60 days?
Everything.
This is for my, crazy anti-game key card people that, brains have flown out of their fucking skull and out the window. Like, what was you expecting in 60 days?
I told you everything.
I know you're saying everything, but I really want to see people answers to this. Like I don't understand it. First of all, I don't understand why you were so upset at these game key cards. I think they was a genius invention.
Me?
No, I know how you feel about it because you talked about it before. It seemed like to me you're 50-50 on them.
Is Baron's Burner...
You understand their purpose, but you rather have the game on the cart. Is that correct?
Yeah, I understand the purpose. Thanks for the $5, J2. Yeah, I understand the purpose. I get both. I get both sides. Like, cause I felt this was coming. Thank you for the $5 though. I get, I get both sides of it. You know, I get both sides of the discussion on this one. So yeah.
Yeah, but I don't understand. Like I think you explained a couple of times on your streams I had tuned in, but you know, it's kind of like the same situation with the Switch 1 carts. So, you know, one of those carts was more expensive than the other, and the third parties didn't use them.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like, why did y'all expect that to be different for new technology that's more expensive on Switch 2?
They just did.
I'm like, I don't understand. I'm like, and everybody wants to bring up CD Projekt Red. CD Projekt Red did a masterful wizardry job with Cyberpunk. And the fact of the matter is, it's kind of like CD Projekt Red, they took a calculated risk. And they took that risk. I forgot that YouTuber that got the interview at the Switch 2 experience with CD Projekt Red. Who was that? What's the guy's name?
Was it Beat 'em Ups? Was it what?
Yeah, that guy, yeah. And the dude was telling them how they put it on the cartridge because they put Witcher 3 on the cartridge on Switch 1. And they broke even. So that's why CD Projekt Red took that risk with the cartridge for Cyberpunk on Switch 2. And plus they understood that they was going to be one of the first games out on Switch 2, and they probably would sell. And the game did sell very well. So you can't really use them as an example. And also CD Projekt Red has experience with DLSS technology from PC, so they're one of the few developers that do. So you also got to take that into the factor. So it's like, bruh, y'all don't want, because OJ said this earlier, y'all don't want these third parties cramming these goddamn games in 64 gig carts. You don't want them to do that. That's when you get downgrades, you get strips, features start missing, shit don't run right, sound is terrible. You don't want that to happen. We didn't come here to get this goddamn console to be this powerful to start going through that same bullshit all over again.
Well, what I said was that,
want that.
I said that the comparison to Switch 1 is what is not tangible anymore. Like, people say, well, Switch 1, like, they're not going to cram things into 16 gigabyte cartridges anymore. So people saying, what about that? It's like, Switch 1 is not relevant in this case, like, because what they did in Switch 1 was, you know, games were running at, you know, 540p, games were running at, you know, there was no 3D audio, there was no, like, there wasn't, like, some games didn't even have surround sound, you know. Astral Chain did not have surround sound because they did not, the audio quality would have stripped it past the 16 gigabyte cartridge. They didn't want to use a 32. Nintendo didn't even want to use a 32 for that. So I think that's what I said on there. Like, I still think that 64 is good. There's still a number of, what I said with that with 64 is that there's still a number of developers who still don't want to pay for it. Street Fighter, they didn't pay for it. You know, obviously Yakuza, they didn't pay for it. Sonic, they didn't pay for it. Like, there's a number of games that they don't want to pay for the 64. So while, yeah, there's going to be more sizes that are bigger or smaller, expect it to still be around, because a smaller cartridge doesn't guarantee that a developer is even going to want to use it. They didn't want to use 32 on Switch 1, so why would they want to use, not everyone's going to want to use 32 on Switch 2. And if they can make if it's a little bit cheaper and they can get a good deal or something, then okay, that's great. You know, that's great that they can do that, but ultimately, you know, it's going to be tough. So I think that as time goes on, hopefully the cartridges can get cheaper. Hopefully more developers can say it's worth it to put it on there. And hopefully we can get some other sizes to help out and mitigate. But I don't think it's going to be an overnight thing. I think it's going to be gradually over time.
It's definitely not going to be an overnight thing.
Yeah.
And I agree with you 90% on a lot of that. But I know somebody put something in the chat about Cyberpunk sold well because it was on a cart. That's not why Cyberpunk sold well on Switch 2. It has nothing to do with the cart that it came on. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. It was a showcase of Switch 2 power. That's number one. Number two, it was the perfect companion game to go opposite of Mario Kart. Like I said, it was a calculated risk that CD Projekt Red took, and it paid off.
Yeah, absolutely.
And nearly everybody that bought a Switch 2 bought Cyberpunk. So it's like it was the right place, right time. That's basically what it was. We know the quality of the game was there, but they had no guarantee y'all was going to buy Cyberpunk. Y'all bought Witcher 3 on Switch 1. Yeah. Which I think they said it sold about 1 million copies, but Witcher 3 is not Cyberpunk. So they had no guarantees y'all was going to buy this game. Yeah. So they really took a risk on what they did. Absolutely. And I'm glad y'all showed up. Because the game is great. The Ultimate Edition is very great. It's a very different game than what it launched with. That's for sure. Because I have it as well.
Absolutely.
But I'm glad y'all showed up because that really kills that narrative that third-party games don't sell on Nintendo consoles. Yeah, but y'all gotta understand that was a calculated, pre-planned, risk-taking thing. So it's like it was the right place, right time, right strategy, right plan, and they was there. So
I think there's some. I mean, because it's selling well on the eShop too as well. So I think that there's some people that were gonna get it no matter what. There were some people that bought it because Cartridge. But yeah, I mean, what we are gonna have to do, Baron. I'm sorry, I have to have my next guest on. So we're going to have to continue this discussion at a later time.
Oh, yeah. I want to listen to this anyway.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Baron. You guys can go follow the Black Baron, the Emperor Black Baron on Twitter and on YouTube. He has... Baron, what's your YouTube channel? It's just the Black Baron, right?
It's Emperor Baron.
The Emperor.
I be changing it all the time.
The Emperor Baron on YouTube. So check out the Emperor Baron on YouTube. Thanks for coming out, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. Don't run from this madness, Smoke, bro. You got 2 days.
I'm gonna do it.
You got 2 days.
Oh my God, this Lord have mercy. Shout outs to J2. Thank you for the 5. Shout outs to Ben's 10. Thank you for the 10. Shout outs to General Zamora with the 5. Says I feel like game key cards brought more eyes and attention to the idea of gamers either on a cartridge or on disc and not being true physical. Yeah, that definitely could be it. I have my next guest on though. He says that he's in the waiting room. I do not see him. I put him into the PE call-in room, but I do not see him in the PE call-in room. So I'm not sure where he is. But once he shows up, I'll send something in general chat. No, go to the actual. Here, go to the go on the sidebar. Sidebar and join PE join PE Ultimate Stream. PE Ultimate Stream voice chat. Okay. Oh, he's gonna say something on general chat. Okay. Here we go. Give me 1 second. General chat. Dude, I don't even know where everything... What's the general chat? Announcements, PE content, mods, bots. Like, hold up. PE tweets, PE announce. Where's the general chat at on here? Game collects. Oh, general chat. Here we go. I found it, guys. I don't even know how to use it. All right, here we go. I found Jazzman. I found him. I'm gonna add his friend. I am going to message. All right, and I am going to start voice call. There we go. I think we're gonna get him in here now. So, okay, I started a voice call with you. Hold up. You can join it. Shout outs to Baron. Someone needs to get Baron's mic is always gonna be bad. It's like forever bad no matter what. Like he can get a new mic and somehow it'll still be bad. Like it can still be terrible. Saw but it wouldn't let you in. Oh. Saw the voice chat, but it wouldn't let you in. Join the one. I'm sending you a new one. Should be in your messages now. Join here. It's the mixer too. Hopefully it's a good debate. Hopefully it's a good debate. Yo, Jazzman.
You there?
Yes, I'm here. Jazzman, what's up, dude?
A whole lot. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me on in your busy schedule and your stream and talk about it.
No problem. And Jazzman, where can everyone find you at? You have a Twitch page, right?
Yeah, I've got a Twitch. It's Jazzman6889. I have a whole wonderful 2 viewers, which one is usually me. So
Listen, that's still, you got, everyone starts from somewhere. My first streams had 5 to 6 people in them, so
I just go ahead. I'm sorry.
No problem. You got to start from somewhere, bro.
Well, thank you. I just gotta do it for leisure, really. So
Yeah, just do it for fun. Start now. This is Jazzman. We are going to be discussing the situation with tariffs. He feels very differently than I feel about it, and he feels that it's just corporations. And if I got you wrong here, let me know. He feels that it's corporations just being greedy. Nintendo's just being greedy with the tariffs. It has nothing to do, or with the price increase. It has nothing to do with tariffs, really, or not much to do with it. And he's gonna explain why. I like bringing in people that have different opinions than me when it comes to certain stuff. So Jazz, go ahead and take it away. Why do you feel that it's just Nintendo being greedy when it comes to the price increase for the Nintendo Switch 1?
well, of course. So it's very odd. And to start off, sorry. Yes, tariffs are an impact. I agree with you on that. But however, I feel like it's being used right now too much as an excuse for greed, basically, to raise the price. Because do you remember most old Switch consoles? Because you got to remember it's the Switch 1 that they raised the price on. They normally lower prices on Switch or on their previous consoles usually throughout the years. So with that, I was thinking a little bit about it. So I still think it's more of the greed part of it, unless they're just trying to push for them to buy the Switch 2, because I think it'd be just $50 more for the Switch 2 versus the base Switch 1. However, the reason why also, like you said, with the feelings or whatever, but what happens, like, will the price stay when everything pans out? That's my question. So, because if you look, I work for a company, which I'd rather not say on stream.
Please do not say on stream. Yeah, please do.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So we have not, and I will say it's a restaurant business. I'll go at least that far. So
Okay.
do we make billions of dollars like Nintendo? Absolutely not. Do we make the 8.8 billion after selling the Switch 2s and they got a profit? No, absolutely not. But in the past 4 years, we have not raised our prices. And yes, some of that had to do with inflation, but yes, going to the things that we are experiencing now, we told, basically as a corporation, well, yes, corporation, we're going to take care of our customers, because if you take care of the customers, you'll make your money. And we didn't lose money. We didn't go flat, but we did make a lot, sure, but we didn't lose that guest experience that makes sense. So I just think this is a little bit of excuse and they jumped the gun. Yes, is it high? Absolutely. Does it make an impact? I agree with you. Yes, absolutely. But at the same time, I feel like with the Switch 1, it's a little kind of odd since they're pretty much, not mistaken, here already in America. And I don't think they're shipping a whole lot of Switch 1s like they were the Switch 2s, which we didn't know the price of that until just when they finally decided to release it. But does that all make sense? You follow me on that?
No, I feel you on that. You have anything else to add?
That the EU, who pays higher tariffs than we do with China, they actually lowered their price on the Switch. I don't know if you're aware of that. Samsung, which is made out of China, their prices have not increased. So how is it that Nintendo decided, well, okay, we're going to raise our prices on the Switch 4?
So Nintendo of America is being greedy?
Well, not America, because America, we only have an office here. Pretty much China runs everything.
Well, because you said the price of the Switch 1 went down in Europe.
Yes.
So Nintendo of America is greedy, because there's a European branch too. So Nintendo of America is greedy, not Nintendo of Europe.
Well, I guess
and
so. But
Nintendo of Japan is also not greedy because the prices didn't increase there. So just
Right,
so Nintendo of America is just greedy.
Well, America doesn't really run much anyway. They're told what by their biddings by China.
They're a marketing hand, so they can a Nintendo of America can affect price. They can say, "Hey, we think this is worth this." They don't have complete autonomy to completely just say whatever, but you think just Nintendo of America is greedy because you said it went down in Europe, in Japan it stayed the same. So, and in other countries it's also stayed the same. So, just Nintendo of America is greedy, right? Because that's not what you said before, so you're saying that now.
Well, I guess I am saying that now, but
Okay.
it's Nintendo in general together because
So
it's
it's
Nintendo.
not,
Go ahead.
but it's not because you're saying that they're doing it. It's not because of tariffs. You're saying it's because they just want to be greedy. So why don't they just be greedy as a whole company? Why is it just in one place? Why would it
Well,
just
like
be for one place?
Okay, so why didn't Sony?
No, we're not talking. You're deflecting. Why
No,
didn't? No, you're deflecting. Why didn't Nintendo as a company be greedy overall and just raise the price everywhere? Why just America? I just want you to answer that question.
Probably because we're their main powerhouse and get the most sales here, next to probably China.
How much sales were in the U.S. in the last quarter?
Last quarter, I don't know.
Don't look it up. You should know this already. Why are you looking it up?
Well, I had notes.
You gotta look it up. You gotta
I
look
know.
this up. You should have this known already. I'll let you know. They sold less than 1 million units. They sold
Here in
less.
America?
They sold no. They sold less than 1 million units total. So the amount that total in the last three, their sales report came out. You didn't look at it. Their sales report came out. They sold about 0.98 million. They went from 152 million to 153 million. So they barely sold anything. So that a fraction of that was here in the U.S. So where is the greed that you're talking about? They're barely selling any Nintendo Switch 1 systems, and they only increased it in a place that got slapped with the. Do you know how much of a tariff was slapped on them total? Do you know what the total tariff percentage was?
Yes, I do.
How much was that?
Right now, as of August 1st, I don't know.
Or do you,
I'm
can
gonna
you break
say-
it down by the country?
Just China. It was we're at 54%.
30% for China, 20% for Vietnam, 15% for Japan. In terms of total tariff slapped onto them, 65 overall total when it comes down to it. So the Switch 1 selling a fraction, but not even 1 million units, less than that total when it comes to the US. The fact that they didn't raise the price overall everywhere, it's very clear that this is an American thing and it deals with tariffs. If there was no tariffs, this wouldn't have happened. Just like it didn't happen in Japan, it didn't happen in many other countries that didn't get a price increase. To sit there and say that it's just greed and it's not clearly tariffs, which it's clearly tariffs, like I think it's a little silly. Otherwise they would have raised it everywhere, you know?
So if we're the worst selling country of the unit, then why would they raise the price?
I didn't
on
say they're the
something?
worst
So-
selling. I didn't say they're the worst selling.
Well, I'm sorry. My apologies. Well,
I
the
didn't say
lowest selling.
No, I didn't say that
Lowest.
they're the lowest selling. I said that it only sold total worldwide. So they sold a fraction. They're not making much money off of raising the price. They're saying that they're being greedy. What money is being made if they're paying more to import the system in? They're not really making much more money by raising the price. The tariffs, like you said, they don't really produce a ton of it from they move their manufacturing, but if it's a 65% tariff on them between all the different countries that they have, between China, between Vietnam, between Japan, whatever the case is, them raising the price by $20 or $30 on a Switch Lite or a Switch V2 or $50 on a OLED, you're not making a considerable amount of money. You're not making a bunch of money on a system that sold total wise less than 1 million units worldwide for the last for the last 3 months.
Well, you're talking about the Switch One?
Switch
right?
one, because that's the one that got the price increase.
Yeah, okay. I just so
Yeah,
you think
Switch
they're
One.
just, I thought you were talking about, my apologies. Okay. So you think they're just doing it to push for the Switch 2 then?
No, they're why they're doing it. They increase the price of a variety of different things. They increase the price of Alarmo. They increase the price of Switch 2 controllers. They increase the price of Amiibos. They increase the price of everything that. Follow me here, buddy. Follow me here for real. Oh, there's a tariff. It's from China. It's from Vietnam. It's from places that got tariffed by either double in Vietnam's case or by considerably more. China's been going all over the place. So those are all the places that got price increases by places that got hit with tariffs. If we didn't get hit with tariffs, these big price increases wouldn't be happening. They didn't want to increase the price of Switch 2 because Switch 2 is what they're trying to sell right now. They've got a good price for it. They already think it's too expensive. Nintendo already thinks it's expensive. They don't want to raise the price of that, so they offset it to other things. That's all they did. Just like many other businesses did. Sony, you spoke about Sony if you want to bring them up now. Sony offset the tariffs and stuff. They've increased the price in Japan like 3 times already. They've increased the price of PSN. They've increased the price of all sorts of things over the last number of years because of tariffs. And I'll also add this, Xbox increased the price of the Xbox Series S and the Xbox Series X because of tariffs, because of market conditions, because of the Chinese tariffs that are being slapped on them. That's the reason why. Microsoft is not stupid. Microsoft is not dumb. They don't think that an Xbox Series S is going to sell at nearly $400. It already doesn't sell at $299. Why would they? They're not being greedy because they increased the price, you know?
I think they are, because there are companies that are making profits.
No.
Correct? Do you disagree with that? So they're not making profits.
Who, Microsoft? On hardware?
Microsoft, Sony,
On hardware?
Nintendo.
I don't think they're making on hardware. Absolutely not. And when it comes to Microsoft, some of their stuff, sure, you can call it greedy. That's fine if you can call it. But what I'm telling you is that this is the reason why it was done. It was done because of this. If this never happened, then this would have never happened. If tariffs didn't happen, this degree as high as they are, they would have never increased the price. You can still be greedy and not increase the price. Like, increasing the price doesn't mean that you're not a greedy company. All of these companies are greedy, and they all do greedy things. But that doesn't mean that a decision that they make is greedy, if you get what I'm saying. Just because they make a decision, that doesn't mean they are greedy. It's just a different option. Some companies will opt to not increase the price. A lot of companies will opt to increase the price. But if there's a tariff that's clearly an aggressive tariff, some of them are going to opt For now, I mean, let me ask you a question. If you were in their shoes and you have someone who wildly swings tariffs and you have no idea what they're going to do, they're unpredictable, that is controlling this, would you bank on swinging your prices wildly back and forth? Consumers would not be down with that. If the Xbox Series or the Switch One or whatever, if they say it's this price, then it's this price, then it's this price, based off of someone, like I said, I don't want to get into politics, but based off of someone who literally decides, I'm going to just change something, are you really going to just start swinging your prices left and right all over the place because of this person?
Understandable, but they should be better businesses and have a better business plan. Exactly like I said with the company I work for. We knew everything was going crazy. Well, I'm just being serious. You got to make.
What's the business plan on a 65% tariff? Eat the whole cost.
I mean, you don't, because I'm telling you, because yes, they're reacting instead of making a better business plan. Because what were they going to? You think they're going to go down the price if everything pans out?
I don't know how they're going to go down from a 65%. So would they go down in price? Maybe. It's possible. It's possible.
You think that 65% tariff is really going to stick?
It could. Why wouldn't it?
If it does, then I'll be like, all right.
It could. Right now. I'm not telling you about the future. I'm telling you what's happening right now. Why this happened. I'm not here to talk about maybes or if ands or buts in the future. I'm talking about why this happened.
You just said yourself about going back and forth. I think as a company that's not losing clearly any money, they should have made a better business plan because they're a business, because they're there to make money. They don't care about us.
Okay. That's fine. But once again, I don't.
They should, because if they think about the consumer themselves, they'll be more willing to, But I think a better business plan, because you don't know what next year holds. But now I really think, I know it's a lot of thinking, feelings as you put it, but I guarantee you, if things pan out next year and everything works out the way, I know your chat probably going to laugh at me, but because I'm looking at buying a house and I've got good authority to.
Good luck.
Especially right now because of interest rates and all that. Yep.
Yeah, houses are expensive.
Yes, even being in Texas, it's like you would see the house anyways, there's houses I'm looking at. Oh my gosh, and like the percentage rate just out the
Oh,
roof.
I
But
know the interest rates
uh,
are crazy, man.
yes, but I got a good authority because my my boss that has connections with the higher ups because he bought a house and he didn't really want to, but
Mm-hmm.
he's got good authority. By
Mm-hmm.
next year, things are gonna look a little bit on the brighter side. Now, I probably need to touch base with them with the craziness that had happened as of August 1st and with everything going on. But I think a business that's not really hurting for money, like I said, the business I work for, we made a business plan. We did not raise prices anymore because we knew what it would do, drive
Yeah.
customers away. And you said it yourself that customers speak with their wallet.
Mm-hmm.
They do. And maybe if they're hurt, let me, I guess, look at what's it called? Oh, what's that game? Outer Worlds 2. When they did the whole pre-order of $80, there were, I guess, didn't even have the good pre-sales or something like that. They said, "Oh well, never mind, we're going back to 7." You know what I mean? So I'm with you. Like they don't need to go up and down with pricing, but I think they should have again go back to business plan, make a business plan. All right, this is what we need to do. If it stays this way, versus as I see it, is that it raised up. These tariffs are awful. We need to raise the prices.
Yeah,
Does that
like
make
literally,
sense?
yeah, it makes sense. Not really, but it makes sense in a way. I see what you're saying as a consumer side of thing, absolutely.
Mhm.
But the problem is that like every single company is not following that. Like every single company has raised their prices in various different forms and factors because of tariffs, and that's the cause of them raising the price. Like I get that you're saying maybe everybody should have a better business plan, sure, but that's not going to be the case when you're having someone wildly swinging tariffs. The cause of this is tariffs. That is the cause of this. If someone did not swing these tariffs this way, if the president did not swing this tariff this way, this would not be happening because the system is 8 years old and it doesn't even sell that much. So they're trying to find ways to offset the expensive cost of a 65% total tariff on various different goods coming in. They're trying to find different ways because they don't want to make less. They don't want to have worse profits. They don't want to potentially have to let go of people or whatever the case is if it cuts into it. They don't want that because they're capitalistic. Of course, they're going to want to make as much as possible because they employ a bazillion people. Microsoft employs a bazillion people. Sony does. Nintendo's smaller than those two, but they employ a lot. And they do not want to make less because they pay their people well. They do well by their employees all the time. So that's the reason why, in my opinion. Now, would I love to have everything not go up? Absolutely. But I'm going to tell you what the cause of it is. The cause of it, if you want to lay some blame, it's a little bit greed. Sure, give it 5%, give it 10%, but it's no less than 90% because the president is tacking on tariffs on everything, high percentage tariffs on all these different goods coming in from China, from Vietnam, and from Japan. So that's really what it comes down to, and that's all I was saying. All I was saying is that the reason why this is happening is because of the tariffs. If the tariffs didn't happen, this wouldn't be happening. Plain and simple. Because in Japan, price didn't go up. Many other places, price didn't go up. So,
I hear you like
you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's because of tariffs.
But the Switch 1, is it really being shipped to America that much? You just said that they only sold 1 million this past year. Is that correct? We should have an abundance. I mean, I walked into Walmart just the other day, and there's a Switch sitting on the shelf. So they're shipping Switch 1s to America, and that's...
Yeah. And you got to pay an import. Anytime you ship a Switch 1, you got to pay a fee. Every time you get one unit, you got to pay a fee. You got to pay a fee per as they come in.
I understand that, but
so
we don't have
even if you sell them or not, you got to pay a fee.
Ones in a warehouse here in America.
Well, there's still people still buy them. It's not like they just have a bunch just sitting on store shelves. I mean, they don't sell they don't ship as much as they used to ship. So obviously that goes down, but people still pick up Switch 1. But people, and you still have to pay for the shipping to get there anytime that you import it. So they didn't want to put it on Switch 2. So they put it on Switch 1, they put it on controllers, they put it on Amiibo, just like Sony's put it on PSN, or they've put it on in Japan, or Microsoft put it on Xbox Series X, S, and all of their accessories. All of their accessories got tariffed because of that. And I'll tell you another reason why it's tariffs. In 2019, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo all wrote a joint statement saying, "We do not want tariffs. It's going to affect our business in a very, very, very bad way. Please don't do them at a very high rate." They said that back in 2019, where these three companies that don't agree on anything, or at least back then didn't agree on anything, they all came together as one unit to actually talk about this and how bad it would be for what they would have to do for their business. If tariffs weren't the main cause of this, why would they even write that letter? How many years ago now? 6 years ago, foreseeing that thing that's happening right now. So that's the main problem. The main issue, the main problem, the main situation is tariffs. That is it. Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo would not have wrote that letter all together as a joint statement if tariffs were not the main cause of what's going on. Sure, you want to put it on greed. I'm not going to sit there and say that it's not. Sure, if you want to say that somebody in Nintendo of America is being greedy, sure, okay. But the main cause is tariffs, plain and simple. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. That's the main cause. If we didn't have the tariffs, this wouldn't have happened.
Well, it makes me want to go back and say, you said back in 2019, they're already aware of it. So going back to, they should have made a business plan better because, of course, looking from 2019, of course, we had the pandemic, which blew up, obviously, gaming because no one can do anything. Tariffs with China, at least, was flat, always straight until, art of the deal type thing, I guess you want to put in there. So,
can I ask you a
back,
question?
it's just like,
How do you make a business plan when you have rotating presidents over the course of however many years and you don't know what they're going to do? How do you make a solid business plan based off of you don't know how much the tariffs are going to be, you don't know what they're going to do, and on top of that, they did try to do a solid business plan. You know what they did with their manufacturing? What did Nintendo do with their manufacturing a couple of years ago? Do you know what they did?
then they moved to Vietnam, right?
Exactly. So they did have a business plan, and it still got messed up by this person who just doubled the tariffs to the country that they moved to get away from the tariffs.
Well,
so
again,
even with the
like
business, wait, hold up. Even with the business plan you're talking about, it still got screwed up by someone who's wildly swinging tariffs.
Sure. Well, to answer your question, with the higher ups, how they did it with the bank corporate, they figured out for sure. But as a business here that we worked in is basically where can we cut costs, of course not cutting people, you know what I mean, like what can we save money on, that's how the business plan, like if xyz happen,
real quick, I just want to add in somewhere because somebody's talking about Canada also has to deal with through the US in terms of shipping, so it gets shipped into the US, then they drive it on the trucks to Canada, so tariffs are going to affect Canada as well, just letting you know that. To JBS. So I just wanted to make sure I put that out there because he said, why did Canada get screwed? That's why. Because you still got to ship it in from the U.S., then they drive it over to Canada.
Yeah, but I think that got, you're talking to, I'm assuming a chat person.
Yeah, chat guy. I just want to make sure people know about Canada.
Didn't Canada get all worked out or something? I don't know. It's all
not yet. They got a price increase before we got a price increase. So places where tariffs are affecting the economy, that's where the price increases happened.
And it's not just us. So... But I hear you. But again, I think, unless, like I said, you can make fun of me all you want, which I know you won't make fun of me at all. But I'm just saying, I'm all my sources right because, like I said, I'm saving up for the down payment and all that once we finally take that plunge of the houses. But I feel that the sources I feel pretty confident about it. Never steered wrong before. I apologize for my talking. Can't talk right.
No problem.
But yeah, I still believe a little bit of greed is a part of that because they're not hurting for money. I still think they're shipping a whole lot of Switch ones to America. I think we got still abundance here where
they're shipping a lot. How many are they shipping?
No, I'm saying I don't feel like they're shipping a whole lot.
No, they're not. They're not
to America.
No, they're not shipping. They're not shipping. They only sold barely $1 million for the last quarter, so they're not shipping a ton over here. They're still probably shipping maybe the most out of all the different countries, but they're not shipping a ton. But once again, I don't see how that correlates with greedy. If they're not shipping that much, that means a price increase isn't going to make you a ton of money. So honestly, your whole argument doesn't really amount to much because you're not going to make a ton of money off something that's shipping less than 1 million units per quarter.
Right,
worldwide.
So why I raise the price of something we already have abundance
to
of?
Offset this wild person who's swinging tariffs like candy on Halloween. That's why. Okay. That's why. This person that's swinging tariffs around like crazy. That is why, because it helps offset it a little bit. They're not making a ton of money off of a system that sold less than 1 million in a quarter, with a fraction of that going to the U.S. And once again, the price wasn't raised in other countries that didn't have the tariffs. So I think it's pretty apparent what the cause is.
But the tariffs is higher.
The tariffs where? In the U.S.?
In the Europe.
What are the tariffs in Europe?
More than we did. 99%.
99% on where? Which countries?
In EU.
UK, France.
I mean, Europe, EU.
All of Europe? Okay. If you can send me a link to that in terms of that, let me know in terms of the link. I'm not sure how much they're even shipping to Europe in the first place and what the prices are and all that, because I didn't see that. That didn't make the news overall. But what made the news was the price increase in Canada. I didn't hear anything about a price decrease or anything like that in Europe. So maybe you can give me the link on that one. But in Japan, it didn't increase. In many other countries, it didn't increase. Oh, the place with the tariffs. Oh, it increased. Like, I think that sometimes the simplest answer is the obvious answer. It's like, oh wow, that increased tariffs. Oh yeah, that's the reason why it increased, because of that. Now, if you want to have your own morality, what you think is greedy or not, that's fine. But factually, there's no facts in that. It's just what people think. The facts are that they increased, the tariffs increased by a lot, and therefore the price increased. So that is the reasoning. That is the number one reasoning. Now, if you have any type of morality clause, Skyrim, whatever you want to say, like put points in whatever morality, that's fine. I have no problem with that. If you think that, that's fine. But the facts, what you can actually quantify is that the tariffs increased. So therefore the price increased. Just like many other items have increased in price in a variety of different sectors because of tariffs. Now, some companies won't increase it, but a lot of companies will. So that's just how it is with tariffs. They increase the price of things. So that's the main cause. I mean, that's the main blame. People like to put it as, oh, this person's greedy, this person's this. Well, what if there was no tariff there in the first place? Then this would have never happened. This would have
been
never
great,
happened,
for sure.
You know?
But what's to say? Like I said, I know we can't see the future. What if it goes down and the prices stay?
Yeah. The chat, I don't know if the chat doesn't see what you're talking about with Europe. In terms of, maybe you got something you can send to me later, so we can correct that later, or we can look on that. But I didn't see that when it comes to Europe. I didn't know that there was any type of decrease or that. The chat saying they don't know about any 99% or anything. So I don't know about that one. But either way, regardless of it, I think, to me, we see what's happening here. We see what's happening. Greed can be a part of anything, but is it proven? That's the problem that I see. I see a cause and I see effect, and I kind of look at things that way, and that's what the main cause is. It's not what I feel personally about a company, about this or that, because all these companies are greedy. They all are. They all can increase prices or whatever. They can all be greedy. But what caused this? Was it outside of them? Because sometimes they just increase something just to increase it. Was it outside or was it inside? Now, I think there was one thing that you said earlier. You talked about back in the day, or before consoles used to go down in price. Yeah, absolutely. Notice how none of the consoles go down in price anymore. Like, notice how there's been no price drops on anything. And another thing is that, remember PC handhelds? Yeah, a lot of those went up in price. Where are those manufactured at? China.
Yeah, but who does your regular consumer buy PC handhelds though?
No, I'm telling you what the effect was of the prices being increased. What was the effect of a lot of PC handhelds getting the price increases? Well, the tariffs. I'm not saying that the people don't. I'm just telling you what happened. What happened is that they raised the price because of the Chinese tariffs. They raised the price, so that's the cause of it. Is it because Lenovo's being greedy? Is it because these companies are being greedy that they raised the price on PC handhelds?
Oh, when did they raise it?
They raised it, I think, about more than a month ago. There's articles. I mean, I can link you the article of the prices being raised by some of them.
No, yeah, I believe. I was wondering.
So are they? So is Lenovo being greedy? Is that a greed thing too?
I don't know.
Yes or no? They raised the price. They got money. They got plenty of money. Lenovo makes money. So are they being greedy?
I think all these companies are. I think they're using these as. I really do, because like
anything but saying that the tariffs are the main culprit here.
Tariffs are not helping for sure, but when it evens out, like I'm saying, like if it goes back or to where it was or lower, then what? Like, I know we can't see the future. Will these companies lower their prices? And that is my point.
Here's the thing.
I don't think
they will lower their prices if they have someone that is not willing to sling tariffs like shots in Compton at times, like shots in the 80s. Like if someone's not willing to shoot to hit up a block like in Compton in the 80s with Eazy-E rolling by, then okay, yeah, I would say that they would probably be willing to say, okay, we're gonna lower things, but you don't know. You don't know with the person that is doing this. They can say they can lower it, and they're cool, it's lower. Then all of a sudden say, no, I don't like that. Do this, and they can raise it. Like, so that's the problem, you know. That's the problem that I see.
Say, these companies are not. They're making record profits. They really are. They're not hurting. I just think patience eventually. Now, I'm not saying like 2 years from now. I mean, if it's going up and down like this, then yeah, I'll wave the white flags. Like, okay, yeah, this is getting nuts. But you know what I mean. So it's just like,
okay, well then every company's greedy then.
Especially Nintendo. Well, yeah, I mean, especially Nintendo. I mean, come on, you got Mario Kart that was 80, but Donkey Kong that was 70, which another could be a discussion for another day. But you know, I know Nintendo's trying to go with the whole. I know Nintendo's always been them for the family.
I didn't disagree with that's a whole different discussion. I don't disagree with the Mario Kart thing, but Mario Kart's that's not part of this discussion. We're talking about why. I agree with you on that one when it comes like I made a video. I agree with you. We're talking about why the price of the Switch 1 and also various other accessories, Alarmos, man. Alarmos went up in price as well. So we're talking because that's because of tariffs. That's not because they're greedy. The Alarmo's $100. They really think that you're not going to make a ton of money off a freaking Alarmo. It's a novelty item. But that also went up. I don't think that has anything to do with greed. They're like, oh, we got to be greedy because of Alarmo. Like, it's just because of tariffs. That's what's causing it. It's because of tariffs. That's the reason why. I already agree that all companies are greedy, but that's not at this point. Then that's not a talking point. They've all raised their prices. They're all kind of greedy, so there's not really any talking point. What the real talking point is that there's tariff. That's tariffs. That's the real talking point. That's what I was saying to you online when we were talking back and forth. It's like, sure, whatever. If they're greedy, whatever. But at the end of the day, the main problem, what people should be talking about, is the tariffs, not some type of morality of you think that a company's greedy because they raised the price of a system that sold less than 1 million units in a quarter in one region where there's tariffs, and they didn't raise it in other regions where there's no tariffs, but we're going to have a morality clause that they're greedy for America. You know, it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
By not waiting to see what happens versus, like you said yourself, they can't go up, down, up, down, up, down.
Why would they wait?
They can afford to stay down because they're making profits. They can afford to stay down. Like I said, with my company, granted, we didn't make the billions of dollars like Nintendo did, but we have survived and still made money the 4 years where we did not do any price increases.
And that's fine. And once again, that's one business thing. But that's not what I'm arguing. What I'm arguing is that tariffs are the reason for the price increase, not the morality of if you think someone's greedy or not. What I'm saying is that this is the reason for the price increase. It's not because they're greedy. That's an opinion. Sure. It's because of tariffs increase. That's the reason.
It's the excuse
that is factually the reason. That is factually the reason.
Excuse they can use. We have to do this because of this.
Yeah, because in other countries, where they didn't raise,
year, it goes flat or lower, then what?
How much lower? How much lower? They might lower the price. They could Switch 1 is on its way out. They could. If you want to talk in like maybes, then yeah, maybe they could. Maybe it will. But we're talking about what's happening right now. There's a 65% tariff, and on that right now, that is the reasoning, not because, oh, in the future, it's going to do this, and that's going to prove that they're greedy, so you wait and see. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not factual. That's just an opinion. What I'm saying factually is that they raised the price, and you were hesitant on saying Lenovo and some of these other companies that raised the price were greedy because it doesn't suit your point. You see what I'm saying? You were hesitant on that because it doesn't suit your point, but it's the point of tariffs are causing everything to be raised up in price. That is the reality. Well, I'm telling you right now, they're a pretty big PC company. They do PC, they do PC stuff. So like laptops and things like that. So they sell well and they do good, and they still raise their price of the PC handhelds and the parts because everything went up by a lot in price. So I'm telling you that is the reason. Now, if you still feel that they're greedy because of that, because they make a lot of money and they should, okay, that's fine. But I'm telling you the reason for it. That's what I'm telling you. If this did not happen, like I said, the tariffs, if they did not happen, the price would have been increased and the company would have still been greedy. You see what I'm saying? Tariffs increasing the prices doesn't make them like, oh, now it's because they're greedy. They're already greedy before the tariffs affected the price. We already know companies are already greedy.
This as an excuse.
We already know. But it's not an excuse. It's actually what's happening because it's happening with a ton of other companies. All these companies are greedy. They're all this. No, it's that, dude, they're all greedy. We already know that. But the reason why is because of this. There is a reason. There is a cause. If you got slapped with the 65% tariff at your business, you'd probably raise the prices too, just like everybody's raised the prices in food. Have we not? I think almost every single fast food chain, every place that I went to eat, every place that I went to buy food from has raised their prices over the last 6-7 years, especially over the last
not
couple.
all of them.
The large
all of them in
majority,
4 years.
the
I'll
large
say that.
majority, the large majority
Yeah.
of places have all raised their. Nobody here is paying less for food and less to go out to eat and all of that than they did years ago. Nobody is. So
Well-
everybody in the world that raises their prices when it comes
But I
to
think that had
stuff
to do with
are
the inflation
greedy.
with that
They're
part,
all
not
greedy.
tariffs.
They're all greedy. They're all this and they're all that. But the real reason is because of the tariffs. I think that's pretty clear at this point. Once again, I think that's clear. But I want to say thank you so much. I'll let you get.
Thank you.
I thank you so much for coming out, man. Seriously, Jazz, man, the fact that you actually had the cojones to come through and talk with me, man. A lot of people run away from this, so you guys got to give him some love. And I think that you brought up some solid points too, as well, in terms of how you feel. I appreciate that, man.
Well, I appreciate it, and I appreciate your opinion, and appreciate you having me on. I know you're a busy man, and again, I meant that yesterday. You do not look the age you said you were. Literally, if you saw a picture of me, I will not look like you at age 52. I probably.
Yo, you're looking good. You're looking great, man. You're looking great. Thanks for coming on, bro. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, take it easy.
Yeah, you too.
See, that is, I want to give some big love to Jazz, man. That is how you handle a debate. We had a little bit of fun. We cut each other off a little bit, but it wasn't really anything too bad. We let each other talk, but sometimes that's just how Americans talk to each other. You kind of just jump in, at times. But yeah, that was it, man. It was a good discussion. It was a good discussion. It was a good thing. But I think it's pretty clear that, obviously it was the tariffs, and it's the tariffs that's causing this stuff to go up in price. We all know this. The counterpoints being made were, one, he really had no answer for Nintendo of America. He just thought it was Nintendo like one unit, but no, Nintendo of America can affect prices a little bit on things. They have a little bit of autonomy with the prices, just like Nintendo of Japan or Nintendo in Japan. They have a much cheaper Switch, or they have a much cheaper Switch 2 and all of that. They also have separate parts that you can buy. So they do have autonomy to kind of switch up bundles and switch up things and prices for different stuff. So he didn't know that. So I had to let him know. Then he's like, oh, well, yeah, maybe Nintendo of America. He was just saying Nintendo Online. So there was that. I think the next major issue with what he was saying was when we brought up other companies. I think he kind of got gagged a little bit on that one when it comes to Lenovo and other PC handhelds that did go up in price. Not all of them, but some of them did go up in price. He really had nothing to say because he didn't know about it. But they're a Chinese company. They're manufactured in China. So, of course, the prices went up. So, once again, nobody wants prices to be higher, but that's the reasoning. The reasoning are the tariffs. That's it. That is the main reasoning for the prices going up. So yeah. But yeah, I admit every company's greedy. Obviously, every company's greedy. That is not that's obviously a thing, Like every company's greedy. Every company wants more profits. Every company wants more sales. That's not anything new. But why did the prices go up on an 8-year-old Nintendo Switch, on a 5-year-old Xbox Series S? Yeah, because of tariffs. There's no reason that a 5-year-old system should go up in price either, right? And it went up. Why? Because of tariffs. That's the reason why. Sony talked about tariffs and how it affects their business and how they might move manufacturing to the U.S. That they have to consider it. They're not moving manufacturing to the U.S. So, anyway, this will be the last time that I discuss this at all. I am done again. So there will be never again. I will not be doing any type of long-term discussion or anything on this. This will be it, guys. This is it. Final, last straw. That's it. When it comes down to it. So yeah. Let's see here. You said you slid that finisher. You brought up some good points based on your feelings, which they were based on his feelings. It was based on maybes. It was based on possiblies. It was based on if it happens in the future. It was based on potentialities. It was based on, we'll sees. It wasn't based on hey, look, they're greedy because we found out that it costs this much to manufacture, this much to ship. They're making this much profit margin on this original product and this. It wasn't that. It was like, I think, maybes, I feel, they're greedies. Look at Mario Kart. Look at this. You know, it was based off that, which is fine. But once again, it was based off his how he felt. It wasn't based off of actual, like, oh, here's the X's and O's why. You can look at the 65% tariff across that and say, oh yeah, the prices went significantly up to ship in this product. You know, that is a fact that you can look at. It no longer costs the same to have that same product shipped to the United States. It no longer costs the same anymore. So that is a fact. You know. So yeah. Too bad you never brought up my point. What was your point? I mean, JB, you can get it too. I mean, like, JB, you seems like you like to talk. If you, what was your point? You can get it too. I can break you down in the debate as well. What's your point? What's your point, fam? What you want? Switch Online price went up too. I don't recall the Switch Online price going up. No, I don't recall that. When did that happen? Show me the link, or when did the Switch Online price went up? In Canada? In Canada, it went up? Are we talking about the US or are we talking about Canada? Okay, so what? It went up in Canada, and what? So what? What's your point? So what? Switch Online price never went up in the US? Yeah. Like, so what? It went up in Canada, and? What's your point? We were talking about the tariffs affecting the prices here in the US. I'm pretty sure the word greed is calling out a person for an individual, not an organization or a company. You know, profit isn't a dirty word. It's all right to want to make money. Doing so equal greed. Yeah, that's a point favor for your guest. We're talking about the U.S. So what? Greed was a big factor? No, that's your opinion. They might have increased the price in Canada when it comes to Nintendo Switch Online because the operation costs went up. We don't know. So no, that's just your opinion. Once again, it's your feelings. It's not actual. It's not. Show me where. That's just what you feel. That's not any factual information.
What's up, OJ?
What up? Hey, what up, Kevin? Welcome. It's just your opinion and how you feel. You think that it's greedy that it went up there? Okay. You don't know the X's and O's. Tell me what the business operation is. Tell me if it went up or down. Give me some actual numbers that I can say, okay, yeah, you're right. That's super greedy because their operating cost is the same and yet they're increasing the prices. So give me what the operating cost is. Give me what the profit and loss is for the year. Give me what they did overall. Give me what the payroll is. Give me all of that. And then I can tell you, okay, yeah, that was super greedy because, man, it goes up. So your opinion of it being greedy, okay, so what? I said that Mario Kart 8 was greedy, or Mario Kart World was greedy at 80. So what? That's irrelevant. Kevin, thank you for the $20. I appreciate that. Fair, but I'm a butthurt Canadian. Okay, be butthurt. Go buy PSN. How much is PSN in Canada? How much is PSN, or how much is the biggest Xbox Live? Go buy those. Those are so much better programs, all right? Go buy those. You don't got to, listen, you don't got to give your money to Nintendo. If you think that it's greedy and it's terrible, stop supporting them. If you think it's bad, greedy, and terrible, stop supporting them. Don't buy their stuff. But go buy PSN. That's a good price, right? You get a lot of stuff with that. Or go buy Xbox. That's a lot of stuff there. You get Game Pass. Go buy that. That's there for you, brother. So if you think it's greedy and it's bad and it's not worth it, nobody's telling you to pay for it. Listen, I don't think PSN's worth it. I don't got PSN. I don't think it's worth it. Do I sit there and say that Sony's greedy for PSN? I haven't said that. Have I made any videos about PSN being greedy? Like a bunch of videos about that? Have I harped on it every single day and sit there and debate people on play? No, I haven't. I'm like, look, I just won't buy it. I just won't buy it. It's very simple for me, you know. Very, very, very simple for me. All right, guys. I am going to wrap it up here. I'm going to be over on Mongunzo's channel, Flipping the Switch. We've got a discussion that we're going to have there. So, Flipping the Switch, he's here. He's going to get that ready. We're going to start up in a little bit. Well, not on my channel, on his channel. So make sure you guys check out Flipping the Switch. If you can link the stream, Flipping the Switch, that would be great. Go ahead and link the stream if you can. so people can head over there. I want to say thank you to everybody who supported today, man. You guys were insane, even pretty much without Bead Queens. 150. We still hit the platinum. We still hit the platinum streak even without that. So you guys were on one today because Kevin did a 20. Also, during the stream, Benz did a 10. So thank you so much, Benz. I appreciate that. And then General Zamora did a 5 as well. So that got us to 281 on the combo board. And then also J2 did a 5 too. That got us to 286. So even without that, the combo breakers have been insane, guys. We're going to up the quality of the channel. We're going to up it. I'm telling you guys, this stuff is going to go towards making the streams better, bringing on people, having more debates, streaming more time. I talked to my wife and she said it's cool. So I'm going to be streaming longer. I'm going to be doing more stuff. We're going to be bringing in some different things. It's going to be dynamic, man. It's going to be more dynamic here. We're going to bring in more people that have difference of opinion. You know, we're going to bring in more people that want to have serious, good game discussion. We're going to be doing that here, man. It's going to be fun. You get to hear somebody else's opinion. You guys were all respectful. Nobody was calling names and all that. That's what I want, man. I want respectful, good discussion and debate on my channel. And we're going to bring on people that can do that, you know. We're going to bring on people that can absolutely do that. So I think it was fun. It was good. But I appreciate Jazzman coming on, man. I really do appreciate that. I really do. So big love. I'm going to get ready for Flipping the Switches stream. So you guys check it out. The stream's over there. Flipping the Switch, he's got that. So thank you guys so much for coming out to tonight's stream, man. You guys were, you know, going further than beyond as like always, man. So I love you guys so much. Big love to Bead Queen. Big love to everybody that supported Justin, everybody that was here, man. You guys are all goats, man. You guys are all elite ninjas. I appreciate that, you know. I really appreciate you guys coming through. And like I said, this streak, if we got a 6-time streak, I'm going to try to see if we can do rewards every 10. I said at 50, then 100, but I think every 10, I think it'd be really cool. Then at 50, it'll be like a nice reward, like an extra bonus stream. And then like at 100, we can do something super crazy, right? So I've got some stuff that I'm thinking, I'm devising, I'm thinking, I'm plotting, I'm scheming. And that's going to go into my discussion tonight with Flipping the Switch. I'm going to get ready soon here, but I'm going to have a big announcement in terms of that. Well, not a big announcement. I've kind of already announced it, but I got an announcement that I want to talk about on there as well. So like I said, it's going to be really cool, man. I'm looking forward to, I got some good stuff to discuss and talk about. No, hold on. Let me not hype it up. It's not a big announcement. It's something that I already talked about, but you know, you guys will find out more information and more details and more all that later. So yeah, man, like I said, I'm locking in. We locking in here. I'm locking in on Player Essence. So thank you guys so much for coming out, man. I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate you guys. This is a fun stream. All right, so I will see you guys. Big love to Kevin, though. Thank you for coming in at the end. General Zamora, thank you for coming in at the 5. And then J2, you guys coming in at the end there during the Baron and Jazzman discussion. So all right, guys. Love y'all so much. Love you guys to death. You guys are goated. And yeah, we'll see you guys over on Flipping the Switches channel for the discussion. All right, guys. Peace. Love y'all. Bye.